Oh, hi you guys, and welcome to today's show. Today, we bring you the premiere of Scattered Ashes by Archmage Derek. But before we get stuck in with all of that, Derek, how would you like us to proceed? Would you like to talk about the campaign first, or shall we introduce our lovely players first?
Why don't we introduce our players first? Get everyone all nice and familiar and introduced.
Fantastic. So, as we go round, why don't we introduce ourselves? Do you want to do the characters as well now?
Yeah, sure, let's do that.
Cool. So let's do yourselves and your characters and pronouns for both, and maybe a brief description. So, for example, I am Scraticus. You can use any pronouns you like to describe me. I am playing Kel Samart, who is he, him. And he is a whole lot of man who believes in his beard, his mustache, and his chest hair. And he woos the ladies with a steely glance. And a few other things which are on his character sheet. And a disarming smile. There you go. He usually looks a bit better than this today. Derek, why don't you introduce yourself next?
So, hi, I'm Archmage Derek, or for right now you can call me Derek, or Game Master. I will be playing everybody, including the room itself. So, you'll find out more about that as we go along.
One thing I'm really trying to get better with is pronouns. Would you mind stating?
Oh, yeah, sure thing. I go by he, him. That pretty much does that for me.
Thank you. We'll carry on going clockwise around. So, Jay.
So my name is Jay. I'm playing Leela. Ignore what it says on that. Because it's the wrong way around. I'm playing Leela, who is an assassin hunter from somewhere. From Eisen, which the country was at war and now isn't at war, so I'm no longer an assassin and trying to find life outside of that. And she or her or anything really.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm trying to very quickly just rectify the fact that you do. When did you swap? When did you do that to me? So next around the screen then will be Chaotic Road or Natalie. Oh, hi.
All right. Hi. Yep, I am Natalie, also known as Chaotic Rogue. Go by she, her, whatever. We'll go with it. And I am playing Rhiannon, also known as Rhea. You could try to call her Riri. I don't think it'll go over well, though. She's a performer that likes to steal things. You know, just because she likes the shiny things. I don't know. Shiny things, everybody likes shiny things. Who doesn't like shiny things? She also goes by she, her, or whatever, and she's been looking for her brother for a while now. So I'll leave it at that.
Cool. Why would you tell me that I shouldn't call you Riri?
Just fueling that fire.
Planting bad ideas.
Last but most certainly not least, we have the man whose name says Dark Fox, but we know him as Alex or Alexandrian. Oh, hi.
Hello. So, I'm Alexandrian. Or Alex, or whatever. Yeah, I go by many names. As for pronouns, whatever fits. I'm easy. So I'm playing a character by the name of Grigori, who is a quartermaster on a ship, or was. We're not quite sure yet. He is a Goliath of a man who doesn't say much, but is definitely a gentle giant, and is looking to find his place in the world. So yeah, that's me.
Well, Derek, that is all of us. We are here. We are waiting. We are ready with chests floating in the breeze. Please.
Don't do that. You're gonna get cold.
Hey,
Oh.
Kel Samart does not get cold. Okay.
Oh.
So, with that disturbing picture in our minds, we turn to the world of Seventh Sea.
My nipples always look like this.
We turn to a place called Thea, much like into a world that we know. Set in a time very similar to our own 17th century Europe. As our story begins, a ship docks in a place called Charus, very similar to what you might think of Paris in France. And 5 destinies come to this metropolis to mingle and possibly do much more. Each of you has received a mysterious letter from the prestigious Fournier family asking you to come to Charus, promising that they can give you what you want, stating that they know exactly what that is. Now, some of you might have already been here out of circumstance, or chance, or the forces of destiny. So, each of you, what brings you to Charus? Maybe not the reason, but what were you doing? Did you just get here? Starting with, how about you? You with a mustache and the ridiculous clothes. Go ahead and describe your character. Tell us what you're doing right now.
Oh. Calf-hugging leather boots made in Italy with all the design work on, you know, that fancy leather skirt. Tight-fitting trousers with, you know, plenty of space. And a loose-fitting white shirt with lace up top that billows in the wind. Long curly hair, thick moustache, thick chest hair. He's all man. And he's here. What was the noble family's name again?
The Fourniers.
Ah, yes. Yes. He possibly wasn't summoned here. He possibly happened here. Possibly happened to their place because they have a bachelorette, right?
They do. They have several. Now, if your character is the type to read carefully, they asked you to go to a very prestigious tavern called Le Renard et Lee, roughly around dusk. Fortunately, you're here quite early in the morning. But do you show up to the Fourniers anyways?
I mean,
There might be girls there.
I'm not sure what you mean by morning.
It's roughly, as we're introducing you, it's roughly about 10 in the morning.
I'm still in bed.
You're still in bed. Okay.
There's only one
I
10
know,
o'clock
but
in a
3
day.
days earlier.
Yeah, there's only one 10 o'clock in a day. Okay, there's
There's
and,
not 2.
and it's
All
not
right.
in the morning. Like,
And whose bed are you in?
sorry.
Whose bed are you in?
Well, I was hoping for the Fourniers, one of the Fournier bachelorettes, but I might have missed.
You know what? I'll say, in fact, because I love it, you are. You are in Paula Fournier, the middle child.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the like I don't know.
Grandmother.
Well, it could have been
Scullery maid.
or even like, you know, head of the family, you know, married woman.
No,
It could have been
no.
any of them
Josephine
things.
Fournier, you missed her just by a smidge, but you wake up in bed of Paula Fournier, who is in her early 20s. So are you just getting dressed? You're just rolling out of bed? What are you doing? Uh-oh.
Oh god.
That's probably all she sees as she wakes.
Just standing over her, waiting for her to wake up. Like,
That's creepy.
Pretty much. Yep, standing and waiting. Everything should be a display. That's my motto.
Okay, as she's taking that in, we'll turn to Layla. In this beautiful Montanian morning, what is your character doing?
kind of walking around, having a look around, see if anybody's got any like odd jobs or things they need doing, because I currently don't have a job.
Okay. As you're doing that, we'll introduce it this way. So you're doing that, it's kind of standing in your way. And what does your character look like? Let's not miss that first.
About 5'7", kind of slim, long brown hair, couple of
Alright.
tattoos. Try and be conspicuous.
Okay. Well, as you turn, a man, roughly in his early 40s, is standing there. Madame Leila, is it not?
That depends who's asking.
The way you set that up, for a second I thought you was about to say that I was standing there. I was like,
You're omnipresent, yes, thank you. he hands you a very very like well-folded, crisp envelope with a seal. He says, "All the right people are asking, mademoiselle. I suggest you take it."
I will take it from him. He sounds a little bit like he means business, so I don't really want to say no to him. I don't really know anyone here. I don't want to annoy people in my first 30 seconds of being here.
He gives you a nod. He says, "Then we shall see you soon, I would imagine." And he turns and leaves.
You will.
You watch as he walks through the town, his chin up, looking down at the commoners around him as he moves his way through the market square you find yourself in. He kind of, every once in a while sort of sidesteps with this unusual grace, much like he's dancing, a cane at his side, as he kind of almost looks like he's prepared to strike anyone that comes too close. As the crowd moves and shifts, you just kind of watch him disappear and fade away.
Doesn't seem like the kind of person I want to be friends with. Can I open this letter?
Yeah, you can. Absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to open it and read it.
Okay.
And see what it says.
So you open it, and it says, Mademoiselle Leila, we have heard quite a lot about you. Our son, Gabriel, spoke very well of you, as he said that you two are quite familiar. Now, this might come off as strange to you, because you very well may never have heard of Gabriel. But the letter goes on. The letter goes on to say, and he needs your help desperately. We promise you that we will take care of all that nasty business that you have going on. But we need your cooperation first. Come to Le Renard et Lee at dusk.
Yeah, his name doesn't ring a bell, so be
No.
interested to find out why he knows me. Whether I'm
And is
actually the person he thinks I am.
And it is signed by one Josephine Fournier. And we'll move to Gregory. What does he look like? What are you up to?
So he is a giant of a man. We're talking a good 7, maybe just over 7 feet tall, and about the same wide. He is muscle bound and very, very humble along with it. Not just in his personality, but the way he acts as well. So he's very careful and thoughtful, meticulous about what he does. As I said, he's the quartermaster of a ship. So around 10 a.m. in the morning, he is checking through the inventory on the ship, making sure that the decks are swabbed and everything is as it should be in its proper place.
Excellent. It was about this time that the captain, Francois, approaches you. Gregory, over here.
Good morning, sir.
This came for you. He holds you aloft an envelope.
For me?
Yes, I hope you can read it, you giant oaf.
I'll take it.
Okay, you take it from him. As soon as it's out of his hands, he begins paying you no mind and begins barking orders in the Montaigne
sounds about
language.
right. Okay. I'll open it.
As you open it, it is addressed, Monsieur Gregory. My son Gabriel has spoken much of you and speaks fondly of you. He has sadly needs your help in this most trying of time, and we promise that we can help you escape your dire situation should you simply cooperate with us. Do find your way to Le Renard et Lee at dusk. Signed, Josephine Fournier.
Okay.
Her son gets around.
I know. I'll quickly have a look round, make sure that no one else has clocked that, because obviously I don't want them to know.
Yeah, no, it doesn't seem anybody's paying attention. They just kind of
No, that's fine.
brush past you. You hear, would you move your mouth? My
Okay.
God.
I'll fold it up and then slip it in one of my boots.
Okay. All right. So you slip in your boot. You know that you have a good amount of time, so we'll get back to you in just a second.
No
And then
worries.
Rhiannon. So what are you up to?
All right. Well, she unlike Gregory, is very short actually. She's got short red hair, bright blue eyes. She's quite small though, and that kind of helps because she likes to move through crowds pretty quickly. She's actually wandering her way through the marketplace right now. She knows she's more or less killing time because she'll hit up whatever bars or taverns she can get herself into so she can dance through the evening for coin effectively or for information, which is what she likes to spend her evenings doing. So she's going through the market to see if there's anything that catches her eye at this point.
Okay, excellent. Because as you're going through the marketplace in Shuris, suddenly you are met with a man, very sharp, frock coat. He looks at you with this sort of no-nonsense. He says, Mademoiselle Rhiannon, I presume?
Who's asking?
Oh, the right people. As he hands you an envelope.
Take that. And this is from...
Like I said, all the right people. And he turns and he walks away. This, he carries himself with this sort of elegance. As someone stumbles in front of him, he swears under his breath. There's almost like this quick temper as he sort of flinches to strike with a cane, but he looks like he kind of presses it to his better judgment and continues walking. The symbol on it is that of a peacock, that is in the stamp, and in the seal. And as I assume you open it?
Yes.
As you break it open, it says, Mademoiselle Rhiannon, my son Gabriel has spoken of you often and fondly. It is in this most trying of times that we need your help, and we can help you recover what has been lost. Please make your way to Le Renard Elie at your soonest convenience after dusk.
Wonderful. All right, looks like I have evening plans.
Excellent. You see him, though, a second later, stop about some 40 feet in front of you and give a similar envelope to another woman.
I start walking towards them and not looking intently, but just to kind of watch from a little distance for a bit.
Okay. Excellent. And you're going to try to stay hidden?
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. So, in this kind of strange moment after he's left, unaware that you're being watched, Layla, what is your next move?
Gonna have a quick glance around, see if anyone was watching that, to make sure, not actually looking for other people he gave letters to, just to kind of make sure that he was alone and there isn't like...
You don't see anybody that looks the sort that he'd
by a
be
bunch of
hanging out
people.
with. Yeah, you don't see anybody that look the sort that he'd be hanging out with. In fact, it just kind of looks like he kind of strolled out of nowhere. It almost is like he is far too good to be hanging out around this part of the marketplace. It's filled with commoners, sort of the very, higher, lower class, lower middle class people just trading, doing what they're doing. It's almost sort of like the opening sequence from Beauty and the Beast. But suddenly there has been this aristocrat that has just made his way through.
He's gonna go home and wash his hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Give letters to us commoners. I'm gonna carry on having a bit of a look around the market. I haven't been here,
Okay.
in this exact area before, so.
Okay. So in this central marketplace, you find mostly trade goods, such as breads, meats, all sorts of fabrics, feathers. Some of these merchants are a little bit more well-to-do, not exactly quite the nobility. And you know that here in Montaigne, nobility is everything. There is a very wide divide between the social classes. As you walk by, a man says to you, Mademoiselle, can I interest you a flower for a pretty lady like yourself?
I'm very good, thank you. Can I ask him if he knows any local information, if there's any interesting news about the family that I've got the letter from?
And yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's absolutely. As you ask him, he just kind of, the Fourniers. Yes, I heard it was a tragedy. I heard that their eldest son went missing. Gabriel, yes, I believe is his name. And there has been a strange number of disappearances of nobility recently. If you ask me, that is not a problem, but...
Well, at least we'll be safe.
He just nods and he says, that is very right. You know what is your favorite type of flower? You get one, for that charming wit, you get one for free.
Ah, thank you. Which one do you think is the nicest one?
Let's see here.
Which is your most popular around here?
Am I most popular? Well, strangely enough, the lilies, or as we say in Montaigne language, li, is very popular.
That would be lovely, thank you.
Oh, there you go. He pulls out a white lily and hands it to you. He goes, have a wonderful day. I can feel it is the most auspicious occasion in the air. That's just a feeling.
I'm just going to put it in my button.
Okay.
Or buttonhole, not in my button. On my shirt, and thank you very much for his
Got
kind.
it. All right. Rhiannon, you watch this woman. She's kind of walking around. She's just looking at flowers. Stops and talks to somebody vending flowers for a moment. You can just barely hear their conversation, but it doesn't look like she's all that suspicious.
I try to accidentally bump into her, making it seem like I'm not intending to at all.
Okay. As you bump into her, we'll take it back over to a certain mustachioed ne'er-do-well. Why are you standing there like that?
I'm just gonna give her my disarming smile.
She there's this moment where she kind of like, you see her resolve kind of break under it. She says, look, if my mother catches you here, we will both be in horrendous trouble. I told you last night I was already engaged, and that did not seem to stop you.
Stop me.
Who do you keep looking at?
The mirror.
Yes, you looked at it all last night. It was most upsetting. But it wasn't bad either. Now look, get your things together and go.
I suppose I should. No chance of breakfast then?
She says, and she just like looks around. She's like, I would not know how to explain this to my mother. And you hear at about that time a rasping knock on the door.
Now, there are certain things I do when entering a bedroom in this manner, and one of them is I put all of my clothes in a bundle together.
Okay.
This is so I can grab them and dive out the window very quickly.
Okay. So, if you'd like to do this, that sounds like a risky move. And I think
it's risky, alright, yeah.
You're probably going to be our first roll of the night. So in that case, could you roll me, let's see here. Let me open up our skill list and see what sounds most appropriate.
How
So for those of you who
about riding?
Nope.
How high up are you?
Riding your bale of clothes out of the window.
It's about
Into a bale of hay.
it's about 30 feet or so up. This is a very high building in a manor located on the top floor.
That's
There's a small
fine.
That
balcony.
was Scrat eradicated from this game really quick.
We're gonna say that it's gonna be a brawn and athletics roll, please. So add your brawn and athletics together and roll that many d10s.
Make sure you
And
do a superhero landing.
how many successes do I need?
So basically, the way that you're looking at it is, if you want to roll, because for those of you watching at home, part of the way the rolls in this work is that you're going to, once you roll, you're going to see what you can work with so you can make those choices.
Oh, so like I roll and then I use my advantages and stuff?
Yep, so you roll, yep, exactly. Okay, so you have 2 raises, which one raise will purchase some sort of leeway in what you're trying to do, and you have a couple left over. Now remember, before you roll, you can use your hero points, which you have 1 currently. I'll say if you wanted to use it right now to give yourself an extra edge, you can save it for later. So by the looks of it, you have 2 raises, like it says, nothing more optimal. For those of you watching, what you do is you combine your d10s to make as many sets of 10 as you can in order to make what we call a raise. So, that being said, it looks like you've only got 1 die left over that isn't used, and I will offer to purchase that die from you for the opportunity of having another hero point at the cost that I have 1 villain point. 1 more villain point, that is.
No.
Okay.
I will take my 2 successes, but do I get something from my advantages, like my dynamic approach?
And let's see. What does your dynamic approach do?
I
You
can't
have it in
remember.
front of you.
I cannot remember at all.
Then I will pull it up.
It does a thing.
It does things. Like, it sounds like it fits at the moment.
Okie dokie. So we will figure that out. But to you know that since it's really high up, I will say that it would be about the approach. You can spend a hero point to your approach during an action sequence to change your approach during an action sequence or dramatic sequence. So this is kind of neither of those things.
Yep. I'm realizing that now.
What I will say though is that as you're collecting your stuff, you do see that it's going to be a bit of a drop. This one's going to hurt. This one is it's a doozy of a fall. And you're looking about taking roughly 3 wounds from the fall. You can spend one of them to negate. You can spend a raise to negate that many wounds. But there's also the opportunity that you see this note that is addressed to you on her dresser as you go by to pick up your stuff. That's
Oh.
also in the time that it takes to get it, you're going to have to spend a raise to snatch that up.
Oh no, hang on a minute. If I see a letter, I might not jump out the window at all.
Okay, then if you want to just kind of, but there is also the question is that you might get caught.
Oh, yeah, well, at this point, I'll just get caught. I'll talk my way out of it.
Okay.
With
I'll-
a smile.
Yeah, exactly. When I see that letter, I'm like halfway out the window, I guess. I've got like 1 foot over, and I'm pretty much rolling the dice, and then I notice this letter, and I'm like,
Maybe not.
Okay.
and I'll climb back in, and
Mhm.
I will put on a singular boot, and
Okay, for
walk over to pick up the letter.
You see Paula's pretty face, her usual courtly makeup not on, her long blonde hair kind of falling half in front of her face as she moves it out of the way. She says, "What are you doing? I thought you were leaving," in a very stupid manner. And you hear the knocking. What is taking you so long? Who are you talking to? Just a minute, Mama. And you stop, and as you go back and get this letter, it does say it has your name in the finest cursive written on it. As you pick it up, as you pick it up, you hear the door open, and this very well-dressed woman with a large white wig piled on top of her head and a very fine pink dress, and she gasps and says, "Mon Dieu, what is going on here?"
So, there is a reason I've only put on 1 boot. That's so I can put it on a stool and be doing it up, and that's the only thing I'm wearing as this woman enters. And I give her the disarming smile.
You want to spend a hero point for disarming smile?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so that's going to be your 1 hero point. So you're at 0 at the moment. So.
Hang on a minute. I need to look up what my things are again, because I've got disarming smile or my reputation is irresistible.
Oh no.
And if reputation irresistible works better, then I'm using it.
So what is it?
Hang on.
So
I need to get the book up. Where's the book?
irresistible. What that does is that's going to give you a bonus to die if you were going to roll for influencing anything. Dynamic smile would just kind of help you get a little bit of leeway. But she's so shocked at the moment that as we switch scenes, there's almost like the camera pan as like you can just see like around past, and you're just tastefully censored by her wig standing in the way as the camera pans back from over your shoulder. Gregory, where are you up? What are you up to right now?
Well, I've finished all of the routine ship maintenance, and the captain has sent me on an errand, heading into town. So that's where I'm going.
Okay. Fortunately enough, he has sent you into the marketplace. He said, "Look, get bread, get meat, whatever you think will stock the ship well enough, just so that we are prepared in the future, please."
Okay.
And as you're doing so, you're walking through, and you actually do notice that there is somebody kind of off in the distance, this sort of gentlemanly figure watching you as you make your way further into the marketplace.
Okay.
He doesn't say anything.
He doesn't
just
need
sort
to.
of Just looming.
He's kind of off about a good 20 feet away from you.
Does he know, or does it appear that he's aware that I've seen him?
He doesn't seem to care.
Oh,
He's just kind of watching. You notice on his lapel is a brooch that has the same symbol as the letter on the seal that you cracked.
Okay. No, that's fine. He's not causing any problems as
Okay.
far as I'm aware, so I'll just stay out of his way, and just carry on with the shopping, purchasing of goods.
Okay. As you are walking and kind of distracted by this man, you watch these two young women bump right into each other quite suddenly. It's almost shocking to say. You see the rest of the crowd around them kind of gasps as in this sudden concern.
Okay, I'll definitely head over there.
Okay. So what happens?
Well, I'll approach the pair, and from most, like everyone else's head height, I'm like towering above them, so I've got a fairly clear view of everything.
Okay. So Layla and Rhiannon, you two have bumped into each other. This large crowd drawn by the sudden shock of it all, sort of displacing the pattern and harmony of the bustling marketplace with a sudden kind of unexpected interruption.
I am so sorry. I'm so clumsy. I am so sorry. You aren't hurt or anything, are you?
No, I'm absolutely fine, thank you. Has Rhiannon still got the letter in her hand?
Oh, I pocketed it. Would I see? Do you have yours in your hand?
I've still got mine in my hand, yes.
That is quite a strange letter you have there.
It is. My circumstances from acquiring the letter were very strange as well.
Right, a gentleman, very stern, not so fun face.
Yes, you got a letter as well.
Yes.
I thought I was special.
Oh, me too. Apparently no, not today. Right, what did you say?
That I need to meet them somewhere after dusk and they can help me with my problems that
Did they give
apparently know about.
any specific problem, or are they just that vague?
Nope, literally just that they can help me.
Gregory, as you're overhearing this, you do see that one of the women is clasping an envelope similar to yours, and now suddenly discussing the contents therein.
Okay, I'll step through the edge of the crowd, and approach with my letter out of the boot. I have one of these too.
I'm just gonna kind of like stare up at how tall he is, like kind of shocked inside it, and just stare at him.
I'm the exact same.
just talk to me. I'm like, do you know him or?
No. Do you? I take it no.
No.
Right.
Hi.
Who are you?
I'm Grigori.
You say that like it means something.
I like
Well,
her.
it does aboard the ship. Anyway, discussing these letters in such a public place is probably not the best idea. Maybe we should find somewhere a little bit more private.
We can go
Yeah.
for a drink.
That sounds fabulous.
Let's do that. I have a small amount of change.
Fantastic.
Okay, so you guys are going to go head to a nearby tavern?
Yeah.
Okay. So you head to a nearby tavern. The closest one it's a kind of seedier place that takes you a little bit closer into the more rundown part of Sharos that the nobility would like to admit, or rather would like to pretend that it's not there. This kind of creaky, not so clean establishment has window panes that are sort of askew and askance. You hear a large number of people are inside, despite the fact that you would expect that at this time of day there wouldn't be many people in the tavern, but it is at least crowded enough. The sign that swings kind of crooked from over the top is called the Junction Dog. And as you walk in, you know that these are mostly peasants in here. The occasional merchant who's a little bit more well-dressed, but everybody seems to be in the midst of merry and hearty conversation. In the midst of it, you see a couple people. You notice from their sort of slightly relaxed uniforms, members of the elite guard known as the Musketeers. A couple of them are arm wrestling people off in the corner. Some of them are sitting around drinking. They're rapiers. They're dueling swords, just kind of lightly stacked on a table in one corner. But there are a few open tables.
Okay.
That's not how you look after your weapons.
Definitely not.
No.
So I think we're probably going to draw a crowd as we walk in anyway, given that I've got to duck and then squeeze through the door.
Yep.
And probably duck the majority of the way because I don't imagine the ceiling's too high.
No, not at all. It hangs pretty low. The rafters are sort of twisted and warped over time with some kind of water damage. You're not sure from what.
Okay.
Really inconspicuous there.
Oh well. At least it's not, in an open public. Okay, so I think we'll pick a table towards the back. No, towards the front of the tavern, near the door.
Further away from the guards.
Yeah, well, in between.
Yeah, possibly close enough that we can hear them. I mean, if they're getting quite drunk, they might be talking about stuff that could be helpful to us.
I'm also slightly intrigued with the arm wrestling.
I bet you are.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you make your way towards the front, you catch the attention of the bartender. Younger guy in about his mid-30s. He has kind of curly brown hair that is pulled back into a low ponytail, simple vest, collared shirt, as he is kind of quickly looking around. Good morning. What can I do for you, sir? He says you're the first one he sees over the crowd.
I'll walk up. What's on the menu?
We have ale. We have wine. It's kind of shit, to be honest with you. I would recommend the ale. I have some stuff that is from out in the east, from Sarmatian Commons. It's a bit harsher, but it's not bad. It'll
Let's
make
go
you
with
forget
that.
things.
3 of those.
3 of those.
Yes,
Starting
please.
early.
Yeah,
I like it.
the best way to go.
As he puts 3 glasses on, pours them across in this, from this bottle, mostly clear liquid, with a sort of faded label that is in a script that's not exactly the normal common language of Thea, but that is clearly very Eastern Thean script. Slides it forward and it says, enjoy. Just as it'll just be a few coins each. Don't worry, I will open the tab. He says as he just kind of pulls out a sort of almost stained and reused piece of parchment that has a bunch of names scrabbled on it. Kind of, can I get the name for the tab, please?
It's Gregory.
I'm just going to put it Greg, if you don't mind. He says, I don't think I can spell that. Not even sure I read right. Thank you.
That's fine.
Should have given
Alright.
him a fake name.
Yeah. seriously.
Using the palm of my hand as a tray, I just take them over.
Okay. So you take them over. We get back to the mostly dressed. Scrat, how do you pronounce your character's name again?
Kells.
Kels. So
Kells Samat.
Kels Samat.
I'm from
So
Castile.
so the now mostly dressed Kels Samat as a rather impressed and also still slightly horrified, not sure which of the two to pick, Josephine Fournier stands in front of you.
It's a common reaction.
Monsieur, I appreciate the time that you took to put your clothes back on. It was perhaps a bit too long. I am a married woman, and it's in front of my daughter, no less. But maybe she seems a little exasperated as she pulls a fan out and begins to fan herself. She says, "What exactly are you doing?"
Please, there is a terrible draft coming in. Perhaps you could step inside and close the door.
She kind of gives you this strange look. She just sort of not sure what to think. Finding your charm, both exotic and endearing. She sighs.
When do I get to start rolling this panache? Oh, you know I want to roll.
I know you do, but unless there's an inherent risk, there's no reason to.
Oh, risks.
So she sighs and closes the door. She says, "Monsieur, I am going to assume that you are up to absolutely no good with my dear daughter."
Not anymore.
Oh, I broke a button.
You see this moment of just kind of like a mixture of "oh God, why?" and "oh goodness, yes" cross her face, and she says, "Ah, look, I will."
Hang on, I will just fetch that.
So you turn and pick up the discarded button. You hear the fan snap as she just sort of covers her face with it. "Look, I am willing to forgive this oversight if you would just perhaps help me with the little problems that I have."
Just the little ones.
Her face turns a little bit red, and Paula speaks up. She says, "Maman, do you have no shame?" And Josephine gives her this look. She says, "You all want to talk? Yeah, you out. I have to speak to the man."
Please, there's plenty for you both to take in.
And
Oh God.
Paula rolls her eyes, gets out of bed, and she goes behind a changing screen and begins getting dressed. As you hear her swearing under her breath in the Montaigne language. And Josephine steps a couple feet closer to you. She says, "Monsieur, let us not pretend that I do not know who you are.
Love it.
This is so difficult, I swear to God. Let us not pretend that I don't know who you are, but I am in need of a man of your caliber."
Let us not pretend that everyone is not in the know of who I am.
Oh God.
She smiles. You notice that there is this very well-placed fake beauty mark, the rest above her lip, that moves as she grins. She says, "Monsieur, I am trying to conduct business here, and I need you to focus."
I am always focused. It is important to keep focus.
Yes, that is what I am trying desperately to do.
Maintaining focus, even when under duress, most important.
That is a very nice. I understand. You are very charming. Please listen.
I
have also heard-
always listen.
I also hear that you are typically very hard to work with.
Very hard to work with, indeed.
And she just fans herself a couple more times. She says, "Listen closely. I will forget this whole oversight. My husband will not have to hear another word of it. But I do need your help in a way that benefits my son."
Unusual, but I'm listening.
"He has been kidnapped, monsieur."
Oh. You want a new one?
There is this look of shock and disgust, but like there's this almost moment where she pauses, like there's this brief consideration, and she just, "No, I am interested in you using your je ne sais quoi to help locate him."
I do not use my je ne sais quoi to locate things, but I am sure that with my reputation as an irresistible pirate, I can find your son. But what is in it for me?
She sighs heavily.
Sort of quartered at this point.
She says, Monsieur, what does your heart desire most?
He
Not at the moment. Overall. Think bigger. Bigger picture.
I'm always thinking bigger.
She rolls her eyes, almost starting to get tired of your antics as she is now starting to get a little bit more serious. Her concern for her son starting to take over what she's just seen, unfortunately, has been covered up. She says, I would like you to think about it. You will be meeting your fellow comrades very soon. But I need you to go to this place at this time, she says. And she goes over and she takes out a piece of parchment that is on Paula's writing desk, scratches down Le Renard et Lee. And she says, go here after dusk. Will be all prepared for you. In the meantime, make the most of whatever your day is or what have you.
While she's still in the room, I make a great display of smoothly sliding a dagger into my boot as I pull it up, almost like a tight, almost like pulling up tights. Yeah.
Okay.
Zip it slowly.
I will say, chat, if you want to donate so that way he cuts his leg wide open with the dagger, I am encouraging it. Because there's no way I can make that happen in this game. So you slide the dagger in. She looks at you, the fan still going, the red on her face. She says, now for now, I shall bid you adieu, monsieur.
Oh, I do.
And she closes her fan and points to the door.
I bow deeply, revealing oodles of chest hair.
Okay.
Like a little
Oodles.
poodle.
Yeah,
Okay.
very much like a little poodle.
It billows gallantly in the draft that you had accused of pervading the room.
And I will make my way outside with the letter that I had not forgotten about whilst we were
Okay.
chatting.
All right, you got it.
Smooth.
So you make your way out. A butler escorts you out, and return back to the junction.
On my way
Yeah.
out, can I just say good morning to everyone? Can I just be like
Oh, yeah.
walking through like it's my
Happy.
place? Like, good morning, Jeremy. How are you?
As you walk by the butler, Jeremy says, I am very well, sir. I had a wonderful time talking to you last night.
Yes, and that champagne was a very nice touch. Thank you.
You are most welcome. You tipped me most generously, sir. So how could I not do the very best for you?
Yes. I'm wondering where the hell I got a tip from.
Found it.
You recognize a couple of the maids as you walk your way out. You probably have met them previously when you had arrived in Charus. They kind of blush and giggle. And it looks twists of envy and forlornness on their face. But one of them kind of gives you a small wave, and the other one slaps her hand away. We are mad at him, remember? Right.
Tell me, ladies, is my shirt ripped down here? Is it ripped? Like just down here? Is it ripped?
And like they're kind of like one of them starts to go look. She goes, "No, it is a trap. Do you want it to happen again? You were trying to get him to leave." So meanwhile, back at the Junction Dog. Speaking of dogs, back at the Junction Dog. You are sitting at a table towards the front. Gregory, Layla, and Rhiannon.
Okay.
What are you discussing? What's going on?
Yeah, we should probably introduce ourselves because, like, Gregory told us his name and we just stared at him.
Yeah, that was fine though.
I'm fairly used to it, to be honest.
Oh, well, that's
Okay.
good. My name's Layla. Hi.
Rhiannon. You can call me Rhea.
Or Riri.
No, not Riri. You can try that.
So I've just got back to the table and I hand out these little glasses. Immediately drink mine. In one go, done.
How do you tolerate it? Are you just like completely smooth about it? Do you wince?
Oh no, I'm used to this. It's fine.
Okay. You got
Just
it.
like drinking water.
I see him do that. I do the exact same.
Okay,
I
nice.
do not.
I mean, that's fair.
I'm just gonna kind of smell it and be like, "What is this?"
Yeah, it burns your nose as you smell it too. Like you just instinctively wince.
I'm just gonna kind of like put it down on the table and hold it like I'm intending to drink it at some point. Yeah, I don't want to be
It's
rude.
good. It's good.
All right.
I bet
Keeps
it
the
is.
heart pumping. Well, mine at least.
It might
can't
give
be
me heart
healthy.
failure.
There we go. Might
Oh,
not
look
be
at
healthy
me.
if you run purely on alcohol. Is that how you got that tall?
No.
Oh.
So, Gregory, what
Letters.
do you do?
Oh, that's
Why are
weird.
you here?
Well, I work on one of the ships.
What
which
does your letter
may
say?
have a name. Derek, does it have a name?
The ship.
The ship is known as the Roving Bandit. It is an ironic name, as that it was actually once it was reappropriated from a pirate that now has become a pretty famous privateering ship.
Oh, amazing. I'm the quartermaster aboard the Bandit, which is currently in the docks.
Is that where you got your letter from? Or?
It was given to me by the captain, which is
Ah.
strange because no one ever gives me anything.
So you didn't see the man that happened to give it to him, or anything? Did he tell you anything about how he got the letter?
No, that's not the way the captain works.
That's really helpful of him, thanks.
Yeah. Right. We seem to have met the same gentleman.
Yep, we have.
And
A
wait.
lovely bloke he was.
Oh yeah, definitely. Wait. So, but what are you getting offered? I mean, I was told that if I helped, I would get information. What about you both?
A change of employment.
You don't want to be on the ship no more?
I don't mind being on a ship, just not in my current employment.
Okay.
I was offered some help with some past problems that I have.
What kind of past problems?
Kind of like a past life. I'm from Eisen. I don't know if you know what's been happening there over the last like couple of decades. Okay.
I'm Avalon. I only know so much.
Oh, that's fair. Big war, lots of fighting and stuff like that. As you can probably imagine, growing up somewhere like that, kind of you end up getting into some problems. But now I'm here, so trying to move away from that.
Right. Okay. Huh.
I know I'm selling myself as a nice person here.
Doing a great job. Super trustworthy. Love it. Just yeah. Definitely.
What
no.
about you?
Oh,
What do you
information.
do?
Me?
Mm.
I'm a performer of sorts. I mostly dance, occasionally sing. Depends on the poem if it strikes me. But otherwise, that's it. I go from town to town and I entertain. It's more or less my life, and so I've gone to some places, not all, but I like to travel a little bit. What do you do now? Not your past life.
Currently, not much. Looking for some form of employment or stuff to keep me through, like to keep me going. I'm a hunter background anyway, so
Ah.
quite good at keeping myself alive. But it'd be nice to have something a bit more stable rather than not having anywhere. So it'd be interesting to see what they're gonna do later on tonight.
Yeah, I have no idea who these people are. Do either of you?
No, although apparently I know the son. Although
Oh, same.
yeah, although the person that gave me my lovely flower said that their son is missing or something.
Oh,
They're worried about him. Apparently, a lot of nobles have been going missing around here.
that's trouble.
I know them, or know of them fairly well. Yes, there have been rumors of disappearances
Hmm.
for quite some weeks now.
Gregory,
Oh.
you actually, you probably actually had the time to meet Gabriel Fournier. He's very kind for a noble. He doesn't seem to see class quite the same way as the others do. He always, despite his noble upbringing, spoke to you very frankly, very kindly, and very politely. You're not sure as to exactly why you might have come up, seeing as you might be familiar with the rest of his family, which are much more like classic Montaigne nobles.
Okay. Yeah, stay well away from anyone below their own class. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, exactly. So why do they want us to go there? Do either of you have any like attainable skills or something they could want?
Well, I mean, I can wrestle a bear.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean there
Then
is
it's
that
not
is
right.
with
not surprised.
As you say that, you
Oh.
hear one of the guys over in the corner who somehow this phrase has flown from across the room and hit his ear. And he turns and says, "Wait, did I just hear someone can," and he turns and sees you. And he goes, Philippe, oh, parfait. Philippe, sure, you might have beaten all of us, but can you beat that guy over there? And this guy, his name is Philippe, he has this big, very well mustache. His hair does this kind of perfect sort of black curl around over his eyebrow. And he says, "Are you joking? No one can beat me. I am Philippe after all. I am the greatest lover, fighter, and wrestler in all of Montaigne."
Wow, he needs crushing so bad.
Hey Gregory, see if you can get any like information from him before you like pulverize him. I mean.
Yeah. It's not a bad idea.
And he stands up and says, "Hey, my very large friend. I would be willing to wager a few pieces of coin, perhaps a day's work, if you were to arm wrestle me. Just like that, nothing too scary, nothing too challenging, especially for a large fellow like you." And as he approaches you, he's maybe like a good 1.5 feet shorter than you. Like he's got muscle, he's pretty broad-shouldered. He's got pretty nice chest hair. You
But
see
he is
it.
not a Goliath.
Plus, he's not this sort of Goliath of a man that you are. He swaggers over. A couple of the fleur-de-lis that are embroidered into his shirt look a little frayed. And as you do, you can kind of see, into these tears on his shirt that look like from previous like dagger cuts. That he does have some toned muscle underneath. As he walks over to you, "I have been known," he says, "if you look right here through the tear you might be able to see that I am, in fact, not a scrawny man, but indeed a very strong and brave man myself."
I'm sure you are. Thank you very much for the offer, but I will pass.
And he looks at you with this kind of "how dare you" kind of just sudden twisting of his face. He says, "What, are you, a coward?"
No, I'm busy.
He's a teddy bear.
He says, "You're busy, yes. Many of the other people are busy." He says, "We musketeers, we are busy."
You look
I
really
can
busy.
see.
So busy. Wow.
And you see his head kind of turn, and he says, "Is that supposed to be funny? Is there sarcasm? Are you being sardonic? I do not appreciate it."
Never. Of course
Take it.
not.
Says, "I don't think it. You can fool me. I can hear it in your accents. You're not from around here. You."
No.
Right
turns-
on.
He turns to you, Rhiannon, and says, "You have Elonians in your dry sense of humor, your
Famous for
constant
it, aren't we?
second guessing,
Hmm.
your silly obsession with D."
At this point, I stand up,
Okay.
I'm gonna stand up with him.
All right.
I'm gonna stay
towering
sitting.
over,
Well, I'm
Just
meant to be
relax.
not hurting people.
towering over Philip. I think that's quite enough.
Okay. So, he doesn't seem to want to back down. In fact, he says, "Boys, perhaps we should show these people how we do things here in Charlotte, no?" And you hear one guy in the back go, "Oh, God damn it, Philippe." And he just stands up and starts rolling up his sleeves. And a few of the other guys, about 4 of them, stand up. And the bartender just immediately goes, "Alright, well, let me just move these out of the way." And he starts taking all the breakable glasses off. You can start to... Yeah, as you look around, you see that, there's a couple, dagger marks in the bar. You see some, actual impact marks on some tables. This is definitely not a common occurrence here at the Junction Dog. And Philippe says, "I was just trying to be friendly, and now you're being anything but friendly. So why don't we give you a little bit of taste of Montagnan hospitality, no?" And his friends sign up next to him. And one of them says, "I swear to God, if this guy beats the shit out of me, I will beat the shit out of you."
Look what you did, Gregory.
What, just stood up?
Look
Like
what
when you
you've
were
done.
nice.
Okay.
So,
I mean, this could work for me. I get a hero point if I avoid killing someone, or I refuse a course of action that because it could result in someone's death.
So at this point, are you just going to sit down then?
Yes, but I'm gonna put my dagger on the table, in
Okay.
the table.
all right, so we're going to go into what might be an action sequence or a dramatic sequence. So what do you guys want to do? As these drunken, off-duty musketeers are now trying to pick a fight with you.
I vote we see how many people Gregory can take on in one go. For science.
I vote we open up a betting pool to go along with that.
Yes. For science, Gregory.
Obviously.
So- Do
We
you
need
two
to
ladies
lie.
just stand back?
Yeah.
Apparently, yes.
That's the way it should be. So I tuck my chair underneath the table, nice and neatly,
Okay.
return my glass to the bar, and then go and open the door.
Okay.
And then just prop it open with a chair.
Okay.
I'm just gonna wave at them.
So what do you do next? What is... They're kind of waiting to see what you're doing. They see you get kind of all nice and prepared.
So I, out of my pocket, I take a couple of coins and pay off the tab.
Okay.
Maybe a few extra, just in case. And then I gesture for everyone to leave. Everyone, the off-duty guards to leave.
Okay. All right. And Smith, he wants to have the public watch us embarrass him, says Philippe, as he drunkenly swaggers out first. And his friends walk by, and one of them, a little bit younger, he doesn't have quite the same established facial hair, looks up at you and says, "I want to let you know I'm really sorry about this. I really..." And he just goes by. I'll ring this time.
One.
Je suis désolé, monsieur.
He can sit with us if he wants.
Yeah. Right, opening up the betting pool. Anybody, any takers? We've got the Grand Gregory fighting.
Suddenly, coins start hitting the table in front of you.
Perfect.
Okay. So,
You better win.
the 4 guards stand, outside, in about a half circle, as people, commoners who are been walking by, are starting to gather around, looking a little unsure as to what happens as you step out of the tavern.
And shut the door behind me.
Okay, and as you do that, the camera kind of sees you guys get kind of the cinematic look. You guys watch the door close.
Mm.
And Kels, what are you up to right now?
Well,
Why you do that?
I guess
Cliffhangers.
I
Let's
would
get
be
right to that.
strolling down the stairs. I have. Would you say, I've just been reading the rules, would you say that Josephine is someone that I should not become enamored with?
I'm going to leave that to your discretion.
I feel like the woman you're already in bed with was someone you shouldn't have been enamored with if she's engaged.
Would you say that's 2 people that I should not have been enamored with?
I feel like it's a
I'll
lot.
give you the one. I'll say you're already in a sticky situation. I'll let you have the 1 hero point.
It's just
my
because
friend.
yeah, thank you, because my hubris is star-crossed, and every time I become enamored with someone I shouldn't, I get a hero point.
Do I
I'll
get a
give you-
hero point for not going outside in the fight?
Yes, you do.
E.
So I will walk down the stairs.
Hmm.
I will leave the place, and I will look about the street and see where I am. I do
Okay,
not remember
you're-
last night.
You've been in about the more ritzy side of town. You come out from the Fournier Manor through this lovely garden, all the way down this gate. You know, down at the end of this courtyard is this large gate that is you can just push open should you like. And the more high end of the city is out in front of you.
I'll stroll along, looking for an opportunity for coin.
You've got dressed by this point, yeah?
Mostly.
I hope so.
Only
Okay.
partially.
So you know that with a rapscallion like yourself, you can find coin almost anywhere.
Oh yes.
However, people that need things done are usually going to be in not quite the ritzier part of town. They don't just associate with anybody up here. And not everybody is, you know, you're not everybody's type. Not everybody's type. So, you could go to probably like the marketplace. You could go to the lower end of the city, pick up some odd jobs. You could probably go to the docks, help unload things.
No. That's not coin. That's hard labor. I will take a little snuff, and I am looking for. I'm looking for an easy mark. Someone that I can convince to, convince that I am someone they want to hang around with, someone they want to buy a drink for. Perhaps another wealthy lady or a man who looks as though he enjoys spreading his wealth around. And I will
Okay.
attach myself to them with the classic button pop.
Okay. So as you're looking around, your eyes meet this gentleman who is across the way. He is atop a carriage. And he sees you as you are there posing. And he obviously notices you. There's this sort of like look of curiosity on his face. And like, what do you do? He's like, your eyes have met. There's this clear recognition, across the bit of the street, across the crowd.
Oh, I mean, there's only one thing I can do in this scenario, and that is smolder.
Okay. And so he gets off his carriage, kind of stabilizes his horses, and makes his way across the street. Pardon, excuse me, pardon. He's an older gentleman, salt and pepper hair. He says, excuse me, this is a very strange question. Are you Philippe the Musketeer?
Yes. Yes, of course.
Oh.
How can I help you?
Well, I have been having some trouble. These rapscallions have been stealing into my barn, and they have been taking hay and other supplies that I need for my horses. And I need you to round up your musketeers, and I need you to stop them, please.
Okay. Yes, certainly, I will do that for you. Where is the barn? Give me the information for the barn, and I will head over and sort all these things out.
By yourself, I know you are a very good swordsman, but I do not want you to get hurt since you have your musketeers with you.
Say again one more time.
Shouldn't you have your musketeers with you? I understand you are a very good swordsman, but
No one dares touch me.
I hear that everyone likes to touch you, Monsieur Philippe.
That's 2 very different things.
I see. The barn is about 4 blocks that way. You can't miss it. It is called the Evergreen Stables.
Excellent. You know, I do not think I will bother to get the musketeers for this one. I will sort your problem out personally. Pass me your pistol. I seem to have misplaced mine.
He goes, my what?
No pistols?
He looks around. He looks a little nervous. Like, this guy doesn't have a business, like, carrying a pistol. But he says, Monsieur, a coachman does just not just give away his only means of protection.
Oh, you'll have it back in half an hour.
You can spend a hero point for your ability to get the pistol from him.
I will inspire generosity.
Yes, exactly. So he goes, and I will assume that you lost yours in some sort of fashion, heroically. For you.
A lady's bedroom.
And there's this look of approval on his face. Right away.
Imagine I shall be reacquainted with it tonight.
Says, very good, monsieur. For a true Montagnan hero, the Welt. And he turns, and he goes back to his coach, and he fumbles around. And it's not so much a pistol, but from underneath the coachman's seat, it's actually more of a full blunderbuss. Like, there's a whole, like, actual round musket to it. And he kind of, like looking around, trying to avoid glances, makes his way across the street, and then hands it to you and says, I know I'm not exactly supposed to have this, but hopefully it will do the same trick.
The sight is a little off, but...
As you point it, like, there's this guy who kind of, like, crosses your path, and he goes, oh, Montagnan, and he just ducks. Like, he just kind of, like, dives behind, like, another person.
I rest the blunderbuss on my shoulder nonchalantly.
Okay.
And walk down the street towards the barn.
Okay. Awesome. So, back as Grigori stands outside. So, you're gonna fight these guys?
No, I had no intention of doing that.
Really? What is it you're gonna do?
I didn't want them kicking off inside the bar and causing any damage.
I see. So how are you gonna approach this?
I was just gonna walk away.
All right.
They're all out. They're all stood there, all ready, and I just walk off.
Money, man.
I mean,
Okay.
technically the money's on the table already, so.
I lose.
Okay, so they're more than intent to fight you.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if I can't.
Well, so here's what I'll say. As you're walking away, Layla and Rhiannon, you see out the window as you're trying to get a good idea of what's happening. You're seeing Grigori just walk away. You see him go past the window.
Okay.
Hear the musketeer shouting, "Hey, where are you going, you coward? Come back here!" It says, "Your mother raised you poorly, you arrogant piece of crap." And they're just shouting all these horrific things after you.
Okay, that's fine. They brought the parents into it. Game over. I am going to pick up something really, really big and heavy.
Okay.
Like, I'm talking, I will tear a lamppost out of the floor.
As you're walking by, like, there's a handy, like, oak bench. Two people are just sitting on. They see you approaching, and they just get off of it and
One
leave.
hand. There we go.
Okay. So you pick it up. Okay.
And they wander back.
And you wander back.
I'm sorry. What was that last point you made there?
Oh, so the two people just basically got off the bench that you're headed towards. You pick it up.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I walk over to the guards and say, "What did you say? What? I couldn't hear you way over there."
Philippe says, "I said, you deafened horse of a man, that your mother raised you to be a coward, and I'm sure your father is very disappointed."
Okay. There's 4 of them.
4 of them.
Right. So the one that hasn't said anything, hasn't done anything, probably the quieter one in the back.
Gesture at him to come over here.
No, I'm just literally going to walk up to him and bury the bench on him. No, he wasn't the one saying anything. He's the one that's going to cop it.
Okay, so I'm gonna need you to do me a favor.
Okay.
This sounds like it's gonna be a roll. I'll say you can do a brawn intimidate for roll for me, please.
Okay. So. 4. Intimidate 5, 6.
Ladies and gents, the battle's begun. I love it.
No, cat, don't press enter yet.
Press enter, cat. Give him 0 raises.
Right. That? No, it's not great. It's not great.
Okay, so that is. Oh, jeez. All right, so I will offer to buy those 2 unused dice as hero points for you, for giving me more villain points.
Don't forget, we're still in here. Like, if it starts going
Yeah.
bad.
If you guys want to roll to what your approach is going to be, you can do that as well. But I need to know what you guys are going to be doing.
Oh, Ria's gonna scoop up the money and see if there's a back door.
All right, so why don't you give me a finesse and theft, roll, please?
Yep. Hold on. Let's see what that's gonna give me.
Would I be technically undetected if I'm inside? Like, if they're focused on
No one's
Gregory,
really paying attention to you.
so I can use the over here,
Mm-hmm.
spend a hero point to lure a single character out of position and knock them out. All other characters in the area remain unaware of my presence.
Sure thing. Which character would you like?
Philip.
Okay.
Oh, yes!
What I will say is, all right, let me check that first because I heard that go down, and wow, okay, that's a good few raises.
That's happening.
Okay, so, I will say, Layla, that with your, he's a little too focused on Grigori, but I will say that if you want to use that, you can give Grigori like you can use that hero point in that sort of fashion to give him bonus dice to his roll.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Alex, if you'd like to add an extra 3d10 on there and do it the same way, you can add those to your raises that you're about to roll.
Okay, shall I just roll those ones separately, or?
Yeah, you just roll them separately, but we'll add them to the number of raises you have right now because you haven't done anything.
Okay.
And I'm still not killing people, see?
Mm-hmm.
So proud of you.
I'm good.
Oh, come on.
Thank you.
Okay. So, all right. So, you got a total of 3 raises then?
Yeah.
All right. So, it's going to take you about a raise to pretty much just throw the bench on the guy. For each guy you want to intimidate, it'll take an extra 2 raises.
Okay.
Or, sorry, it will take an extra raise each, so you'll only be able to get 2 of them. But also at the same time, you notice that maybe in doing so, that if you were to kind of loft this bench, you notice that the same guy who was watching you earlier is watching you. Looks like he's about to turn around, kind of thinking you're going to hesitate, but you might just catch his attention if you wanted to spend a raise on that.
Okay. Just check something.
So as you're checking that, I will say, so basically with every roll, there's a couple things. So there's the risk which you're trying to overcome. There's consequences will happen if if there's a loose end that you haven't resolved. And then there are the opportunities. And each roll usually has an opportunity that will allow you guys to further and get yourself a little extra something.
Okay.
So the gentleman watching you would definitely be an opportunity.
So I have the advantage reckless takedown,
Mm-hmm.
which allows me to immediately defeat a single squad, regardless
Ooh,
of strength.
amazing. Okay.
So I figure I could incorporate that, spend a hero point, and batter all of them.
All right, go ahead, describe it. How does it go down? As they're standing in this half circle, what happens?
Okay, so the quietest one is gonna get the bench to the head,
Mm-hmm.
and I would assume, given the size of the bench, the fact it's oak, he is just gonna end up unconscious as a minimum.
There is a deafening crack as you hit him
Yeah.
with it first.
He's uncomfortable, and then from that point, I'm just gonna sweep it round and take out their legs for the rest. Of
Okay,
it.
Brutal.
excellent. Yeah,
Me and
So-
Rhea were just like watching him out the window, like. oh.
awesome. In this single sweep, you hear crack as the one guy goes down, and in that same motion, all three of these guards, including Philippe, land on their backs, solid on the cobblestone of the street, and the crowd gasps. As you do this, the heat of your frustration, as it's subsiding, you see the gentleman in the back who had the fancy peacock brooch gives you a nod. Not so much in recognition, more like he's making note of something.
Okay.
Smirks and walks away.
So as a finale to that action, I'm gonna stand the bench back up, but over the top of them,
Mhm.
so they can't get up, and then I'm
Okay.
gonna hit on it.
Okay, awesome. So, meanwhile, Rhiannon, as you are making your way out with the coins,
Yep.
there are some people around you. I'm going to say it's going to cost you, let's put it this way. In order to make your way out of the bar, it's going to take you a raise.
Uh-huh.
In order to not be noticed as you make your way out of the bar, it's going to cost you a raise.
Yeah.
And then you also see somebody at the Musketeers' coin purse on the table where they had left it on your way out as well.
I'm going for it. I
Okay.
should have snag that as well.
Important information. Valdrian
Yes.
has given her sub nat 20 to Rhea. Now, I can't remember exactly what we're going to do with this, Derek, but I'm sure
So-
you can.
Yep. So when you donate a nat 20 to someone, they get hero point, which can be used in a number of ways. So it's quite flexible. Those ways include hero points can be used to add a d10 to a roll, and you can spend more than one hero point. So if you're the type of person who likes to donate more than one d20, then they can use all those at once if they'd like. They can add 3 bonus d10s to another hero's roll before risk, just like you saw Layla do. You can activate a special ability on the hero sheet. So like you saw Kel's finally suddenly get a blunderbuss. That's part of it. Or to take an action while helpless, which we'll get into that later. But so these are really flexible. So thank you very much for your donation.
Thank you. I know how it'll be used if anything tries to stop me from getting this coin purse.
So yeah, go ahead and describe how you exit this tavern just so suddenly undetectable.
Very undetectable. Well, I smoothly just kind of move my way through the people. They're all paying attention to what's going on outside. I've kind of got my back to where the Musketeers table was as I grab from behind me the coin purse that
Mhm.
was left on there. And I see a door to the back. Whether or not it leads to a kitchen, I'm assuming it eventually leads to somewhere that is outside. And I just
Okay.
kind of slide my way through there, paying attention to the bartender as well while I'm at it.
Awesome. So you do that. The door does lead outside to a back alley.
Yeah.
And nobody is out there, and you are out. No one's really sure where you went. You might not have even been there in the first place.
Never there.
So, Layla, fortunately for you, when you went, "Psst, hey, you had distracted Philippe enough that you had caught him off his feet, and now you see Grigori sitting on this bench, sitting on top of these musketeers.
Can I go out up to him or?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, just go up to him and say, "What are you doing? Why are you sitting there?"
Well, they're drunk. They need to be detained until the duty watch can come and collect them.
Okay, well Rhiannon's gone and so is the money. So
Yeah, you look back through the window, it's gone. Like there is an outline in space where she was.
Maybe we should go find her, and maybe we should leave before someone realizes, like, you know, you've beaten up some of these guard-looking guys.
Well, I mean, I hardly beat them up.
Well, I mean, they're unconscious on the floor.
Well, one of them is.
They look like you're going to try and grow plants on them. Okay, well, if you want to stay here, you can stay here, but I'm going to go before more of them come. You're welcome to come with me.
You do hear in the distance, "What is going on over there?" The crowd is beginning to part. You do see the plumes of musketeers' hats coming towards you, some 30 feet off.
I think you may have a point, Layla.
Yeah, I think I might.
Let's go.
Gonna walk very quickly in the opposite direction from the voices, but keeping a lookout for Rhiannon whilst we're going to try and see where she has gone.
Okay, so we're going to continue this. We're going to continue this action sequence. If you guys are going to try to make your way out completely stealthy, you can do that. How do you want to try to get away from the musketeers?
I'm just telling you now, stealth is not my strong point.
To say,
Okay.
Could he be stealthy
Not so much, unless I make like a tree, literally.
and leave?
Okay.
Sorry.
So how do you want to try to evade them?
I'm gonna try and kind of sneak. I want to be like near enough to Grigory to have some kind of protection if something happens, but kind of far enough away that they're gonna look at him rather than looking at me.
You mean you're going to use me as bait?
Yes, basically.
That's fair. That is fair.
Okay, so you can go ahead and make a finesse stealth roll. Layla, and Grigori, what about you?
I'm inclined to just make my way through the crowd.
Okay.
I'm assuming we'll take some back alleys and things like that. Crowds aren't really an issue because I'll just walk through them.
Okay, so in that case, that sounds like you're using more like your resolve and your will to kind of just be like, you know what, I own this place now.
Yeah.
So then in that case, can I get a resolve and
Probably intimidate given size, maybe.
Yeah, I'd say so. Resolve and intimidate.
'Cause I'm not actively trying to hurt them. Just
Right, exactly.
Get out of the way.
You're just looking and posing.
It's a presence thing. Okay.
Absolutely. Ooh, that is an
Yeah.
unfortunate roll over there.
It didn't go well.
That's not too bad though.
Okay. So as you're making your way away, as they peel through the crowd, we'll kind of go over what the issue is here. So now as you're looking at it, you just want to make your way through the crowd, just kind of push through.
Yeah.
Okay. So it'll be a single race to push through the crowd. There is, I'm going to say one to kind of just get over there fast enough so that way the musketeers don't see you.
Okay.
And you do see somebody beckoning to you further into the crowd. It could give you away, but and you're not really sure who they are, but he's saying, "Yeah, over here. Hey, big man." You could spend all your raises in that direction, or you could leave that opportunity alone if you like.
No, I'm gonna go for it. Yeah. I'll
Okay.
head in that direction.
So, Layla, you watch as Grigory just gets up and leaves. The crowd begins to part around him, and as you kind of turn and look, 3 musketeers have already set upon you. What is going on here? And they're looking and seeing their somewhat pinned, one unconscious comrade.
It was him.
As you
I
point,
literally, like,
there is no one there.
there was. There was a person who did that. Like, do you think I could pick that bench up?
They already are reaching for manacles,
Yeah.
and they reach out, one snags your hand and clasps it on you.
Yeah, that's not what I wanted to happen. Can I do anything about that?
I'll say they already have the manacles on you at that point, but we can get onto this as soon as we go back to the handsome man who is carrying a blunderbuss through town.
And he's posing with it as well when, he sees someone, it's cocked across the shoulder.
Oh.
So, as you are walking your way through town, you see a few horses go by, musketeers right on them. One of them stops. Excusez-moi, monsieur.
Bonjour.
What exactly are you doing with that weapon? Do you even have a permit for it?
Oh, no. It is a prop.
Says, really? Do you mind if I inspect it then?
Of course. Look at my outlandish outfit. Of course, I am an actor. I'm on the way to a theater.
Alright, so this is going to require a roll, I'm afraid.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm thinking that's going to be a panache and convince then, please.
Panache and convince. Oh, I don't have anything in convince.
If you're trying to lie to him, it's going to be panache and convince. And if you're not trained, it's going to cost you extra raises, I'm afraid.
Ooh.
It's going to cost you 1 extra raise per what would be normally 1.
Whew. Wait a minute, let me just get my lucky rub on my fingers.
Okay,
Where's
yep.
seduction, not a skill.
That's what convince is. Or, well, no, that is tempt, actually. So tempt is the other one.
Oh,
But you're just gonna
I can
if
use
you want to
tempt.
straight up, if you want to straight up lie to him, it's gonna be convince.
That man could tempt.
I can tempt.
How would you want to tempt him?
Oh, no, when he says, can I inspect it? I'll be like, well, why didn't we inspect it in that alleyway over there? And my chest button just pings off.
How many do you have left? One came off earlier.
How much money do you spend on buttons?
Buttons.
Especially since I started by saying it was a lace-up shirt.
Just buys bags of buttons and sews them on the side.
There's actually like perfunctory buttons that he has, so there's like the ones that keep it closed, but there's one like they just have like little rip cords that make like he just sleight of hands it open at the same time.
Yeah, it's actually like on my sleeve, just pink. Yeah, why don't we go over to that alleyway over there and inspect my rifle together?
Don't worry, not loaded.
Go ahead and roll me your panache temps, please.
Are you ready for this?
I'm very afraid.
And because I've got level 3 in tempt, that means I can re-roll a single die, right?
That's correct.
Oh my god!
So I'm gonna re-roll the 1.
I feel like you're all stealing my good rolls here.
5 raises.
So yeah, 5. But you have 5 raises. Let me just ask you this. What the hell happens now? So he looks at you, and your raises, I'll say, you can just leverage the situation more and more.
Oh yeah,
What
so
do you want?
I get him off his horse. I walk him down to the alleyway.
And steal
Okay.
his horse.
No, I ask him to remove his trousers.
Okay.
And when they are around his ankles, I point the blunderbuss at him and say, "This is not a fake blunderbuss."
If I recall correctly,
And
you
no one
do
will
have.
ever believe you.
If I recall correctly, you do have an ability called Come Hither, which you can escort someone with you and remove them from the scene.
Yeah, but no, I don't want to do that. I
Okay.
want to threaten this person. I mean, like, give me your rapier.
Okay, so this is kind of perfect, actually. So I'll say in that case, so that way we can count these raises down. The more specific, the better, of course.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to say, yes, you convince him. That's 1 raise. Yes, you get him over to the alleyway. 2 raises because you're improvising to intimidate him all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the opportunity of him handing you his equipment, that's all 5 raises. And I hate you so much.
And are his trousers around his ankles so he can't chase me easily as well?
You know
Just
what?
take them.
Yes.
So I just take his rapier with the blunderbuss leveled at him, and I hop on his horse, and I ride away.
Oh, amazing. And you're still headed to this barn? Where are you going? Like,
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'll head to the barn. I've got some heroics to do. Yes, I'm heading to the barn.
so you hop on the horse and you hear him in the distance. Wait! Oh, yeah! Oh! And he's wobbling up. You see him trip and fall in the distance as you peel away on your horse.
I'm going to go past a brothel that I know well, and I'm going to whistle at it as I go by to try and draw girls into the street to flood him.
Sure. Fuck it. Yeah.
Go with it.
Yeah, so basically as you're riding by, you hear, it's Cass! And this four women run to the streets, as now there are more musketeers filing after them, and they just kind of get lost in the midst of this. You see the crowd kind of peel away and around them as you are kind of heading off into the distance with your new equipment, riding heroically. Things are glistening off of you in ways that scientifically shouldn't work.
Buttons are just popping everywhere.
Buttons are popping off. You are blinding.
There's no buttons anymore. The shirt is just flailing.
Glowing.
You look like Fabio mixed with Tom Selleck, and the shirt is wide open. People are being blinded as buttons fly into their eye out of nowhere. But sure enough, you do make your getaway, and you head more towards this barn, the Evergreen Stables. So, back to Layla. You're,
Can I tell them I'm a friend of the noble people whose names I have escaped me?
the Fourniers?
That's the one. Yeah, I've got a letter from them. I've got to be there, being summoned by them.
Go ahead and roll for me, if you want to try to convince them. Roll for me a panache and convince, or a wits and convince, if you like.
I've got 3 in wits, so I'll go with that one.
Okay.
Wits and what was it? Convince.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
On your character sheet, you've got an advantage called Got It.
I know.
Okay. Just saying.
I'm trying not to use it if I don't have to,
Yeah, fair.
or at least wait until an opportunity where I could actually get away if I did use it.
All right.
Really?
It's still good.
It's not bad.
Okay. So, all right. So as you're insisting that you know the Fourniers, we'll roll it down like this. So it's probably going to take a little bit of convincing. There are 3 guards that have you, and it does sound convincing for all 3 of those races. We'll say that it can sound reasonable to all 3 of them.
Thank God for that.
So the one turn says, wait. You're friends with the Fourniers?
I wouldn't say I'm friends with them, kind of hired for them more. I'm a friend of oh God, what was his name? What was his son's name?
Gabrielle.
I'm friends with Gabrielle, and very well recommended by him.
They look it over. They look to each other. One says, then what was all that about? He turns back and says, Philippe and
I don't know. I just met 2 random people, sat down for a drink. You can ask the barman in the pub. The entire time that was going on, I was sat in the bar. I did not leave until after the fight had finished. The barman will back me up. He'll tell you.
He looks. One of them looks a younger guy, blonde hair, is sort of pointed, almost flirtily like mustache. Says, Jean, go ahead and corroborate this, will you? All right. It is probably fair. I don't see how you could get the whole bench on all 4 of them at once, unless this is some sort of elaborate stage play.
I am a very weak woman.
Right. And a moment later, the other one, Jean, comes back and says, Lieutenant, yes, it appears that she was not the one who did it. Some big fellow. Some giant How would you say Goliath of a man?
I saw him. He went that way, put in like the complete opposite direction from where he went. Like he went back over there somewhere. You should go find him. He's really big. Like you can't miss him. He's huge.
We will spread out. We will pass it along. We should probably clean up these drunkards first. We apologize for the inconvenience.
Please
They
don't
take
do
the
me.
They take the manacles off of you. One takes off his cavalier's hat and gives you a small nod. My deepest apologies, madame.
That's okay. I will forgive you this time. Thank you.
And they turn and let you go. Rhiannon, where in relation to all this are you?
Hiding.
More like I ran off one of the directions. I'm not sure which. Probably like wherever I saw them trying to leave, I probably would have like tried to follow them a little bit.
Okay. So you got about ahead halfway there with them. You see them stop and turn and this negotiation take place. But you're in the back alley. You are unseen.
Mm-hmm. So as soon as they leave Layla, I walk right back up to her. So that was crazy.
So you suddenly just filter your way through the crowd.
Oh,
Yeah. Do you know? He's a dick, isn't he? Do you know where he went?
No, but I feel like if we kept going in that direction, we might find him. He doesn't seem hard to find.
It's true. We'll probably have to look for all the like screaming people that are around. We
Probably.
should be able to find one.
As you say that, our camera pans back over, and a young man, probably no more than 17, has led Grigori into an alleyway. Right, I know you. You are. You do not recognize me. It is me. It is Pierre. I am the cabin boy. The captain sent me to find you. Where did you go?
Pay no mind to it. It's fine. I've made reservations for the orders that the captain needs, so everything's fine. It's fine. We'll have a delivery in the morning.
You are great, but you are going to want to check in with the captain. He is very curious to know where you are.
Understood? I will head back now.
But, I could tell him that you are busy and still arranging things if you like. I mean, you have always been nice to me. I could help you a little bit.
That would be great.
But, I'm going to need a little bit of a favor.
And what favor is that?
So the captain will not let me have wine. Would you be able to get some from me?
You don't want wine. You don't want wine.
No, but I do. I hear it is delicious. All the sophisticated people drink it.
Leave it with me. In my locker, at the foot of my bed, on the ship, there are 2 bottles.
Okay.
One of them, don't drink it. It's clear. Don't drink that. It's basically cleaner.
God, I hope he drinks that one.
The
Same.
other one has like a bluey, clear, grey tint. Go for that. Not much. Just a taste. That'll be more than enough.
Pierre shakes your hand. Oh, thank you, monsieur. You have always been so very kind. The captain gives you far too much shit.
That he does.
And he nods, and he kind of checks, looks around. The coast is clear. It looks like the musketeers are gone.
Thank you.
And he just says, ciao, and leaves.
Okay, so I'll just kind of walk back out into the square.
Okay. So as the musketeers have been picked up and carried away, everybody is a little too nervous to point them back into your direction as you side up next to Rhiannon and Layla.
Hello
So
again.
that went well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should go.
Probably shouldn't be in this area for now.
Yeah.
For a while.
This place that we gotta go to tonight. Do either of you actually know where it is?
No idea.
No, well, yeah, I think I remember the way.
That's really encouraging.
Yeah.
I'll work it out. It'll be fine.
Okay, we need to leave here.
Okay.
We've caused a bit of a stir. I've already been shackled once.
Shackled.
Oh yeah, she nearly got arrested. It was great.
Yeah, you owe
Oh.
me. We had a
You
great
to just
time.
abandon her, so.
I'm sorry, who abandoned who?
You were outside. I don't even know.
I saw it.
Little Miss Pocket Change over there.
A little bit of jiggling happening.
I have ways of getting out if they hadn't let me out, so it's fine. But let's try to avoid that situation from happening. So the guards went that way, so I vote we go the complete opposite way
Perfect.
away from them.
Okay.
Hopefully before word spreads of like who they're looking for.
Yeah.
With
Okay.
Mr. Conspicuous here.
All right.
That one stands out.
So, in the meantime, as you guys are sorting this out, to leave this the scene of all the chaos and confusion at the Junction Dog, we go back to Kels. Now one rapier, a blunderbuss, and a pistol, and a horse, richer than he was but a moment ago. So, you arrive at the Evergreen Stable.
Oh, do I? So I have a horse, a blunderbuss, and a rapier. I'm not just gonna ride up to the front of this thing.
And you arrive gallantly.
No.
No.
No. I would like to quickly assess the stable.
Okay. It's a pretty nice place. You can certainly smell many horses inside. But it looks like there's a decent amount of traffic. Several stable boys are grooming the horses, feeding them. You can kind of see part of it. It's not really a full solid wall building, but you can definitely see, especially from your vantage point over the top, there are several stalls in which there are very fine, thoroughbred-looking horses inside.
Do I see the people? The people. Do I see?
Yes,
them?
absolutely. There's some people walking by you, just kind of a little curious as to what this fantastic-looking man on this very nice white stallion is doing.
I mean, the people I'm supposed to be stopping and stuff, right?
No, you don't see them so much now. It's
Oh.
broad daylight. Nobody has been stealing things in broad daylight.
Oh,
Not in that area of town.
Yet.
mission successful. So I will. In that case, I won't do. I was getting ready to dive through a door and all sorts of things. But if there's no one stealing anything right now, I will trot up to a stable boy and I will get my horse to do a quick bow.
Okay. You know what? Just for the sake of it, just because I want to see it, give me a panache ride check. Go ahead and roll that, please.
I'll re-roll the one.
Sure thing. That is a solid extra raise. Well, okay. So, your horse does this bow, gaining the attention of the entire crowd. Now, what I was going to tell you is that the musketeers had finally been catching up. But at this, they kind of see this heroic sight of you, the horse bowing, you on it, and there's sort of like a hush that falls over the crowd as the stable boy looks up to you and says, "Can I help you, monsieur?"
Is anyone stealing anything in this vicinity, my boy?
You hear a woman say, "Only my heart," and you hear, "Honey, shush, keep
No,
it together."
I take the blunderbuss, I kiss the barrel, I point it at her and boo.
The crowd ducks. They kind of like.
Oh no, I don't fire it, but I kiss
No,
it.
they just sort of like they see you pointing a weapon and they just react like people would. They just.
I'd like to
kind of
think that everyone dives except for her. I want
Yeah.
to kiss it,
she just
blow
she
it.
just kind of dramatically just. And her husband next to her says, "Damn it, woman, we have to talk."
And I shoot him a wink.
Okay, and he just sort of about this. A few things actually. The musketeers catching up to you see this display.
I will wheel the horse around and make it do a little.
Okay, yeah, we're pretty much spending these raises kind of liberally throughout.
Oh yeah.
because I don't know what the hell else to do with you. So there's always a bard. You might not be playing Dungeons and Dragons, but there's always a bard. So the musketeers, one of them, he trots forward on his black mare. His hat is a little bit wider. Rather than a blue plume in it, he has a red one, and his tabard with a fleur-de-lis on it is black with silver across it. He says, "Who exactly are you, monsieur?"
I take the blunderbuss in my offhand. I rest it across my saddle. Fuck it, I'll use another raise just to balance it. And
Sure.
I'm going to remove my glove from my hand. I'm just going to trot my horse up next to his and just... and then replace the glove.
So I'm going to consider your raises spent. This look of just sheer confusion, disgust, and rage wash over his face. He says, "Get off your horse and draw your sword."
Yeah, I'm going to look at him and say... I'm going to, say... My shirt's already undone, right? I'm going to just, push it backwards, revealing the full plumage.
Okay.
And just be like...
It almost springs out like...
You really do not want me to do that. Are you a vagrant? Do I need to deal with you?
I am a captain of the musketeers. You will do as I say.
I am a captain of a musketeers. I've never heard of you.
Okay. So, what's your attempt? What is your what are you doing here?
I'm trying to intimidate him.
You want to intimidate him?
Blacking it.
Okay. So go ahead and roll me a panache and intimidate.
He's never making it to the bar tonight.
I'll re-roll the 3.
Alrighty then. So that's a total of 6 raises. So he doesn't seem intimidated. If you want to quell his rage, or at least kind of quiet it, I'll say that's a 1. However, there are 4 musketeers with him. Those are each going to require a raise.
Can I... Rather than quelling his rage, can I go the other way? Can I enrage him so much that he makes a fool of himself in front of his friends? Would that be cheaper?
I'd say with a total of 6, you could do those things. They won't attack you just yet, but he is going to fly into a bit of a rage and get kind of off his balance a little bit. You also can, now here's an interesting thing, you can spend raises to pressure somebody else into taking a particular action you'd like them to. It would cost them more raises to not take that action than in doing so.
I'm trying to remember. Oh no, I remember what that does. It's okay. Wooing, I remember. Sorry.
No, you're right. I'm sure everybody is thoroughly enjoying this.
I will look him dead in the eyes. And do you know what? I'm going to use the power of the mustache. And I want him to feel belittled. I'll use all 6 raises just to belittle him. Under my gaze. Just him. Sod his friends.
Okay. So, you just belittle him by, what? Staring at him? Do you say something? You're just...
No, I just stare, and the power of my eyes with my mustache.
Okay. So, you see him back off. There's this scowl across, kind of passes across his face. And he says, "Fine. I don't want to duel you." He turns and trots a little bit back.
As he begins to trot back, I say, "Coward."
Kill him. So the 4 musketeers behind him begin to point their weapons at you. Alright, so what do you want to do? You have one action to try to avoid all this BS. I don't think you can pretty much just, magnum this from Zoolander and just make the bullets turn away.
Oh yeah, I know.
What are you doing?
I'm going to draw my blade from my boot. Start
Okay.
trimming my nails. Unconcerned. I'm going to say he has you pretty fooled, doesn't he? I will produce the letter with my name on it. Here is my court order from the official county proclaiming me the Capitan of the Musketeers. This man is a fraud. And I would like to use perform panache to convince them that I'm the real captain.
Well, that's maybe not so much of a performance, sir.
Oh.
It's gonna be panache convince, not necessarily so much performance,
Okay.
but more of convincing.
I'm unskilled at convincing.
Good.
Oh dear.
So that's 3 raises.
It's still incredible, but oh dear.
So, a couple of them look a little confused. As you are sitting there, as you say, this letter has made me captain of the Musketeers. The 3 of them kind of stop and falter, but a bullet rips through the crowd, hits you in the shoulder. You take 1 dramatic wound, and you take 4 wounds up to that point as well.
I put the letter away.
So since you
Hey, this is a dramatic wound, right? Hang on, the drama's coming.
so you get dramatic wound 1, and then it pushes you 4 points closer to dramatic wound 2.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
That was mean.
I will take. So I take the bullet wound. I begin to bleed, and the red against my white chest leans down and go. I look at that one and say, "You are a traitor to France," and fall off my horse. That, my friends, is how you have a dramatic wound.
Someone in the distance goes, "It's called Montaigne,"
Whatever.
as you hit the cobblestone. As you just go, whatever, hit the cobblestone. The captain turns, sees you fall off, not sure that you're not dead. He rides his horse back, and the 4 musketeers with him get off, taking their rifles with them, and make their way towards you, pointing them down at you as you're there on the ground.
All 4?
All 4. Well, sorry, I'll say 1. I'll say just one of them. As the captain says, Claude, thank you. The others I will be speaking to in my office today. As he rides back with them. And the one approaches you, he's got the barrel. There. And I messed up. You should only have dramatic wound plus 1 extra wound. It shouldn't be all 4. So you can go ahead and change that. I messed that up.
I don't actually know how to mark this. Is this an interactive PDF? No.
I don't believe so. So we just make a note, yeah.
Star 1.
There you go.
Circle
so
1.
As you're there, the others who had kind of faltered, they kind of hang back looking ashamed and disgraced. As the captain is there on his black mare, as this other musketeer is now right next to you as you're on the ground, his rifle aimed right at your chest.
I say, well, what now? You shoot me in cold blood.
He's still alive.
Has he noticed that I'm holding the blunderbuss still?
The captain or the musketeer?
Either of them. Because if they haven't, I'm pointing it at his bollocks.
So at the musketeer's groin or the captain's? Because captain's on a horse. Captain's groin is technically a horse right now.
Whichever one's pointing the rifle at me.
That would be the sort of musketeer, the one that's on the
Oh,
ground.
yeah, if he's pointing a rifle at me and he's the one who shot me, right? What kind of rifle is this? Is this a musket? Doesn't he need to reload it?
He has it. I'll say he has it bayoneted at the moment.
All right.
As he walked over, he bayoneted it.
Then as he walks over, I'll blow his bollocks off.
Okay, so that's going. Jesus. So that's going to be.
He is
I
not
promise to
being-
be this extra until you kill me, and then I'll make another character just as extra.
Oh.
more extra.
Yes.
Chat. This is when you
Okay.
start. Chat. This is when you start flooding donations with nat ones, please. Um,
Every time you kill Scrat, he'll get 10% more extra.
I mean, really, we're only hurting ourselves by killing him. So he's gonna just come back stronger and more disruptive.
Exactly.
So yeah, go ahead and roll for me a finesse and aim, please.
Oh. Oh no! I did take some aim because I knew that I needed a good aim.
Yep.
I'm so glad. I'm so proud.
Oh, such crass.
Much wow.
Oh.
Very dirty. Needs to shower now.
Oh, thank God.
Can he still shoot them with that?
Can you re-roll
So
it?
he-
No, I've only got 2 in aim.
So you can definitely hit the musketeer. It's not exactly heroic, so we'll question that later.
Oh, it's not heroic. I'm just blasting his bollocks off. Then.
Yeah, you do. It's really loud. It rips through the guy. He lets out a scream.
Mhm.
And I think this is kind of.
Sorry, Derek. Did you want to get things done today? I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, we're missing 8 cast members, so that's fine. We don't have to necessarily get things done today.
We're getting to know your character.
Thank you to Potato
yeah.
Hollow, who gifts me 3 nat 20s, which in this case would be 3 hero points, right?
3 hero points for you. Yep.
Legend.
So, as you shoot him, you see that the captain immediately he reacts to this. He flips back over the other side of his horse and he draws his rapier.
You're gonna use a hero point to use my disarming smile.
Okay, he doesn't attack you right away. Are you a madman?
Yes.
You better give me a good reason not to put you down.
You stole my wife.
Like, he blinks for a moment. I will say you have 1 shot to do something to get yourself out of harm's way, or this guy's running you through.
Okay.
I have no.
Not anymore.
I will look at him. Can't you see I have nothing? You have taken it from me, everything. My livelihood. My passion.
Throw your letter at his face.
My life. And my job. And I will dramatically faint.
Okay. I'll let you roll the performance panache that you're aiming for
We
here.
so desperately
Well,
want.
that or empathy. I could try and get some empathy
So
from him.
empathy is more of like insight, like about how someone else is feeling.
I mean, if you
Straight up
feel
lying,
like
yeah.
it's something else, we can do something else, you know.
It would. I think it would be more probably perform in this case. That if you're trying to act like you're dead. All right.
And
So-
I'll re-roll the 2.
Oh, good. Perfect.
DM a game for Scrat, he said. It'll be fun, he said. So yeah. So, it's going to take 1 to convince him that you're unconscious.
You've got a few spare, it's fine.
1 to say that he takes some kind of pity on you.
Can you put like extra in that to make extra pity?
So much pity.
Not so much pity, but he spares you. He doesn't kill you right away.
right away.
One, to say he leaves you alone, assuming that you're going to bleed into the street. One, for the opportunity for him to think that you're dead.
Can I
All of the above.
can I take
run.
one to make him check the note that I was brandishing?
Sure, yeah, okay.
Like, so can he come down close to me?
Yeah,
And then,
so I'll say he picks it up, yeah.
because I mean,
I'll say that, yeah.
because as he comes down close, I was just trimming my nails with a dagger.
Mm-hmm. So I'll say that, I'll let that be your opportunity.
There can be only one.
I'll say that with those raises, you can get all those things. That he doesn't kill you right away. He checks the note because he is curious as to whether or not you were actually promoted captain.
And as he takes the letter from me, I'd like to stab him.
All right. So now this is going to be.
Be gutted if you actually have been promoted to captain.
So now this is going to be I'll say a finesse weaponry.
And
Roll,
you get
please.
+1.
A finesse? Okay. Okay. I have a skill in weaponry. Let's do this. I can do
You get
this.
+1 dice rolls to all risks because you are one dramatic wound.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
+1. I get an extra one.
You're
Yeah,
on
because
one.
you have at one dramatic wound. Thank you, Alex,
Welcome.
Thank you. I
for
definitely knew what that meant.
for being a friendly, helpful rules guy. Alex, go ahead and take a hero point.
Yeah,
Ah.
I need that. The eyebrows as well. Huh.
Okay. So, if I'm not mistaken, you're going to deal wounds to him equal to your raises. Let me just check this out real quick.
Can I retrospectively do something here? Can I assume that I am the center of attention?
Yes.
My virtue is glorious. Activate your
No.
virtue. Activate your virtue when you are the center of attention. For the next risk, when you determine raises, every die counts as a raise.
Yeah, fuck it, fine. Thank God this only works once per session. Alright, whoever said Tom Selleck when we were in session 0, I'm gonna have a very stern word with you. Yeah, that's you, right, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
That was all him.
I already rage repressed that. Alright, 1 second. Ba. So for right now, yes. So for right now, you can deal that much, many wounds to him equal to your raises.
Stabby.
Okay, so you deal. It probably isn't like a bunch of stabs. You probably get the one in, somewhere.
Oh,
Say,
and then twist.
yeah. So you stab him right in the leg. He grimaces. Let's see how many he gets. Da, 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 da. Oops. Let's see. I can fix that. It's 1, 2,
It's 3.2.
3. Yep, 3. So as you do that, as you stab into his leg, he grimaces. He's going to use 1 raise to disarm you. The dagger goes flying out of your hand. And then he's going to use the remaining 2 to stab you in the shoulder. He says, maybe if you would stop being such a damn pain, maybe we can put you in asylum. Somewhere nice. If you cooperate. You have caused plenty of damage, and I am being more merciful to you. But seeing as I am a man rather than a clown, maybe we can work this out. He says, as part of one of the runes is he just stomps down on your wrist super hard. He turns back to the other musketeers.
Again.
What?
Again.
What do you say? What are you doing?
I would like to tempt him to hurt me again.
I think Scrat's got other characters he wants to play as well.
Oh, I think that's what this is now.
I don't know. I'm
He's got a worse idea for one, and he's just like, I need to ditch this one as fast as possible.
No. I'm trying to get the upper hand on this guy. Like,
Yeah, sure.
How's that going for you?
it's not going well.
Put
Oh.
where you're ahead.
For a moment, I thought Derek was speaking directly to me.
I think that in this case, he would more have taken an insult. I don't think that's going to be a route that you can take with him.
Okay.
As he
This is
just,
not his time.
you feel the heel just grinding your wrist into the cobblestone.
Mm.
His rapier at your chin, he says, "Do the honorable thing. I am going to give you this one chance before I make your life a living hell."
I don't understand. What does he want me to do?
He just wants you to surrender. He wants you to come along quietly. He says, "That wound in your shoulder probably hurts. I could do worse to you. By far."
I will look to my side. Having been shot in one shoulder and stabbed in the other, I imagine it'd be quite easy to turn to the side and spit blood onto the cobblestones.
Okay. Yeah.
I will look to him. Say, fine, do what you will. I came here a
Nice.
hero.
And now
Hero.
I die.
He whistles over. The musketeers that have been hanging back come running over. They clasp manacles on you and pick you up to your feet as he snatches the envelope from the ground and breaks it open. "My dear Kels, our night together was wonderful. I'm not sure that I can continue to see you,
Reject.
as I am already an engaged woman, but our time together will not be forgotten.
Aw.
Signed, Paula Fournier."
Despite all of my wounds.
Rejected.
Ouch.
This one hurts the most.
I will attempt a wry smile. I won't shrug, because both my shoulders have been shot, but...
As he reads this, he says, "Well, I can put impersonating a musketeer on your list of crimes," he says as he crumples it up and throws it to the side. Meanwhile, what are you other three doing?
Oh god, I've just been so enthralled, I don't even know.
Yeah. Really
Enthralled is a
enjoyed
way to describe it.
wandering away from what happened
Trouble.
with Gregory.
Yeah.
But we don't want to go too far. It's like if we run, then we're just going to draw more attention than this.
Okay.
Is already drawing.
Loosely trying to figure out where the tavern is that we have to go
Okay.
to eventually, so we can maybe stick around there and not cause trouble.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, Gregory.
So, for so for all of the the time that'll take you to locate it, it takes you across town
Okay.
to all of the to sort out kind of where in the upper ended part of the city. It takes you about asking around a good few hours definitely getting closer to where you want to be, but sure enough, you do find Le Renard et Lee. And the Renard et Lee is a very well, how would I describe it? It is a mostly wooded tavern, very polished, very varnished in this beautiful dark brown wood. Above the door, there's a sign. It shows a fox nestled up in a bed of lilies. There are many well-to-do nobles standing about, looking at you guys who are definitely more of the kind of common cut. You hear them muttering to themselves, questioning. If any of you speak Montagnan, you kind of get this impression that they're like, well, what the hell are they doing here? And as you approach, you do see that there is a sign out front that has been posted in what looks like is set aside for a sort of notice board that says, reserved tonight, the Fournier family dinner.
Oh.
So it says, dearest patrons, we regret to inform you that at the hour of 6 p.m. at the setting of the sun, this fine establishment will be closed for the evening, but reopening tomorrow in the morning as always. Thank you. Signed, Renard.
I'm not sure we're dressed for a dinner.
Sounds like we're getting food out of the deal, though. That's great.
Yeah, I mean, free food's always good.
Right. So.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's probably best to find somewhere not in full view and just wait it out. Maybe get a spot of lunch somewhere.
How about in
Okay.
there?
No, I'm not going in there. We'd get thrown out in seconds.
Have a look around. Scope the exits.
Okay, if you want to take the time to survey it, you definitely can.
Yeah.
As you look around, it's pretty simple. It looks like the tavern, there is multiple floors where rooms are definitely allotted to anybody who'd like to stay there. But you get more of the impression that it is so Montagnan in feel that this would be more of like you're having kind of a fun getaway. You don't exactly want to stay at your place. You don't want to stay at somebody else's. So why not stay at the Renard et Lee? So as you are scoping out, you do see that there are several different entrances and exits. As you peer through the windows, there are many waitresses, maids, bartenders, barkeeps. The place is huge.
Okay.
There are dozens upon dozens of tables. Hell, your feet hurt almost from walking around the entire building. The smell of fine food and wine waft on the air. And as you make one lap around, you come face to face with this man who has kind of twisted brown hair and says, oh, his face is worn in kind of a crooked smile. Checking out the Renard and Lily, eh? He's wearing finely coiffed and brocaded clothing, but they're askew. You notice that his cuffs are, rather than nicely pinched and pressed with the normal lace, they hang knocked about. Something smeared on his chin, and his eyes, his gray eyes, kind of dart from you back and forth. Ah, yes, it is a very good time in there. Very good time indeed.
Is that where you just came from?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Why are you out here?
Why are we anywhere?
What can we call you?
Ah. You can call me friend. You can call me foe. You can call me a poet, a philosopher.
We'll take
He
a name
strides.
if you have one.
Right, he strides right up to Layla. You can call me killer. He looks to Rhiannon. Brother. He looks to Gregory. Safe. You can call me many things. But I'm not sure that there's one that fits.
Ugh,
Right.
I'm just gonna back away slightly.
Yeah.
And he kind of giggles to himself.
Are you okay?
Have a wonderful evening. And as he backs up,
Thanks.
a couple people kind of like cross in front of him, and then this sort of red mist kind of permeates from around them, and you hear them gasp, and you hear a quick kind of shriek, and he's gone.
Funky.
That was fun.
And that's where we're going to leave it tonight.
Cool.
So, how's everybody feeling?
Oh,
How much gold did I get? I'm good.
So at the start of next session, you're going to have 2 wealth, we'll say.
Sounds wonderful.
I'm feeling shot and stabbed.
Sorry, I didn't mean to use my villain voice on you so soon, Scott.
I'm feeling very badly hurt.
I didn't.
Is that 1 or 2 dramatic wounds now with the stabbing as well?
That's only 1. So you would have taken. You're basically at 1 dramatic wound and 3 wounds. So you're okay. You're feeling it, but you're still kicking.
Okay.
Is that a plaster? Yeah, I'll sort you out. It'll be fine.
Rub it a bit.
Yeah, well that's
Maybe just that.
no.
There you
I'll just pop some buttons off on it. It'll probably usually fixes most problems.
So it with buttons.
We're gonna have.
I could just take a clump and just mash it on.
Ugh.
We're gonna have to get you the old pirate red shirt joke going, in order to make this work.
Yeah. I think my shirt might already be red now.
You're red, yeah. It's a wonderful shade of red. Oh well, it wasn't this color when I got it.
Yeah.
But I hope you guys all enjoyed that. Scrat, I'm gonna pass it back over to you so we can go through the normal ritual.
Of course. Well, why don't we go round and we'll go in reverse order than we did last time. Guys, let's get your favorite bit about tonight. Your favorite scene, sorry. Where we can find you online and all the wonderful things that you do. So we'll start with Alexandrian, whose handle is Dark Fox.
Hello. So favorite bit of this evening. Oh, I don't know. I think it was probably Kel's in the bedroom. It was either that or the facade in the courtyard with the guards. That was pretty good. So yeah, that I'm really enjoying this. I've been so excited to actually get started, and it's been so much fun. So yeah, I'm Alex. I go by Dark Fox 0812, which is just up there. I stream it on Twitch a couple of days a week with Jay, who is over that way, isn't it? Because it's backwards.
Yes.
Yep.
I can flip you if you like. I'll flip you.
No, that would get confusing. I've just worked out that it's opposite.
I flipped you now. I did it.
Right, so it's now that way.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So yeah, we stream a multitude of different games, and are generally quite laid back. So if you're interested, feel free to stop by.
Sorry, watching you fade into yourself backwards was just absolutely beautiful.
Well, you're welcome.
Creepy.
Sorry, did I say that out loud? Next around the screen is Jay Bambi. Oh, hi.
Hi. I think my favourite bit has got me where you dragged the guard into the alley, and
Oh yeah, that bit was good too.
charmed him, taking his trousers off. Or the fact that you keep getting really high rolls, and Derek did not seem happy about that. That was really entertaining as well, actually. I enjoyed that.
It's
It's just like, you will fail. You haven't failed.
Why haven't you failed?
when you have a game that's based on negotiating how you spend these resources, and it's like, well, I'm pretty sure he just stole the whole damn negotiation table. Like that's like, what do you want to happen?
Yeah, the negotiation is everything I want.
Give me your trousers too.
Literally. Yeah, welcome to Johnny Deep style playing. Hi.
Yeah, so
Are you alright?
that way, I was trying to look at the colour of my hair, of what side it was, to work out what way I need to point.
Is it the right side? Would you like me to flip
Can
you?
we put... No, please don't. So yeah, I stream with Alex as well. We play quite a lot of Ark. He's a lot more laid back than me. If you watch my stream, turn your volume down because things make me jump and I scream quite loud at them.
Yep.
Yeah, so I have Twitter and Twitch, which is both under JBambi. Oh, in October we're going to be going back to doing some horror streams again for our
Yep.
stream anniversary, so that should
Yeah, I
be fun.
forgot about that.
Ooh.
So if anyone's got any horror game ideas, let us know. Thank you.
Thank you. I did my first year of streaming. I did horror games. I don't think I'll do it again. It changed me. Changed me as a person.
That's where we first found your channel.
We used
Was
to be
it?
horror. Yeah, we used to be horror
Oh.
streamers,
Shocktober. Nope.
and then we
Yeah,
s-
that's
we
it.
saw things, and now we don't really stream horror anymore. We
Anyway.
played Outlast, and that is
Oh, yeah. I played that in one sitting
just no.
on a 24-hour stream.
You hate yourself.
I
Are
do.
you okay?
No, it changed me. It genuinely changed me. I tried to then go straight on to playing what's the memory loss? Amnesia. And
Oh, we played some of that.
I tried to play it directly after finishing Outlast, and I just literally, I was having a nervous breakdown. Alice was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, no, I'm not okay. She was like, "Stop." I was like, "Okay." So last around the table of the players, at least, we have Chaotic Rogue, Natalie. Oh, hi.
Oh hi! Oh hi! Yeah. So my favorite thing tonight was also two things. One was definitely getting away with all of that money, including the Musketeers coin purse. That was wonderful. And then my other favorite thing was, I think, Derek's face as he looks to Scrad and says, "Okay, what do you want to do?" And it came down to the high rolls and just not. I think that was my favorite.
I think you're muted, Derek.
Good. So no, like, because this game is like, hey, so like, talk your players through it, what they want, and like, what they're gonna get out of it. I'm like, oh, I'm pretty sure he's King of France now.
But I think just your expression, that just killed me. I loved it. It was so good. So those are my favorite things of the night. Yeah, so you can find me online. I am at Chaotic Rogue on Twitter and almost everywhere. I do a bunch of tabletop content at www.chaoticrogueentertainment.com. I'm occasionally doing podcasts with Terrible Warriors. I am also, apparently, the details just went live during this. If you look up hashtag rogues, the number 4, and charity, you'll see a bunch of people acting as rogues as we play through Dragon Heist for the Forging Heroes charity up here in Canada, which brings D&D to kids in schools and stuff like that. So October 8th, we're doing a live stream. I don't know the details because it's just gotten thrown out there. So
Awesome.
I'm really excited.
Yeah, can you please put links to all of that in chat
Yeah.
for me?
Will do.
That'd
I
be
will.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I'd love to get more involved with getting kids in D&D. I ran into terms of service issues though. I couldn't do it because of terms of service. Like you have to have parents and adults. So if we were going to do it with one of
Yeah.
the old people's bed, it never happened.
The guy that I know works with a lot of schools and stuff like that, and works with teachers and whatnot to do after-school programs. So
Awesome.
really cool.
Keep up the good work. If we can support you in any way, let us know. Even if it's just
Will
like
do.
getting people to get you dice or something. Like,
Yeah, will do.
my contacts are your contacts. Let's speak.
Awesome. Okay.
I can't do that. I can do that though. Our wonderful game master, slightly salty.
No, it is a good flip, if you're. So, hi. I'm Archmage Derek. You can find me at Archmage. See, I'm so frustrated. I can't even talk. No, I'm kidding. I had a great time. I really did. You can find me on Twitter at Archmage_Derek. You can also find me at my website, the Mage College, where I do a bunch of 5th edition homebrew with my awesome crew, which comprises of my wife, it's Kana on Twitter, and Tahina_Andale, who you guys might know from Wizards and Wardrobes, and where we are working on a fresh new project that's going to take stuff into the Feywild and all these amazing themed things. Right after we get into a bunch of awesome Warlock subclasses we're releasing on DM's Guild. There's art. It's awesome. It's fun. You can also find me on the Mists of Sire. Is it Sire? Is it Kyrie? How do you pronounce that, Scrat? I don't know.
I don't know.
You can find me on the Eberron game, also on this channel, on Mondays at 6 p.m. Eastern, playing Kaya, who is a bit tweaky, but she's a sweet high elf girl who loves to save people and stuff.
Ooh,
So,
what if you pronounce it Kaya?
what?
Cyre. You could pronounce that Kaya.
Oh my god, you could. Illuminati confirmed, I guess. But so my favorite part. Enough of prattling. My favorite part, like, no, you guys all did awesome. Like, even as like villain mode as I got with that, because the world doesn't necessarily run on bullshit and cheese. I'm just gonna quickly go around. Scrat, honestly, I love your character, and I hate that you somehow brought all the power of Johnny Depp from that with you to this. I don't know how you managed to do it, but you did. Jay, like the way that you just kind of like went with he's got, oh shit, there was a person here, and you just kind of like, you're the most like practical person there. You're like, look, I am small. This is what happened. He is. I love it just how very like methodical and chilled out you were. Natalie, the fact that your character is like, I'm gonna take this golden go. Like the fact that you're just like, I see this opportunity. Here we go. If that's what I'm working with in the future, I'm very happy with that. And Alex, I gotta say, the fact that Gregory is just such a chill bro, he's like, okay, look, here's where you can get alcohol. This is exactly where it is on the ship. And then you're just like, look, man, just be safe. Don't drink a lot. Have fun. I like all your characters. I can't wait. And then when Oz joins us next week, it's gonna be, let's see, 1/5 more fun. So 700%, I guess.
Yes.
Math.
Continue
Math.
that.
I'm glad that I designed things that require math.
We all
Scrat, over to you.
Me! Well, you guys. My favorite part. Do you know, I think my favorite part was when Grigory just started a fight by standing up. I was impressed by that. I had to slap a guy, and then I got shot. Like, I was impressed. For me, here are my social links, you guys. If you're not already, you should be part of my Discord. It's totally inclusive, family fun. We talk about D&D, we introduce new players, returning players, we bring people up to speed on streaming, or give you streaming tips if you need that sort of thing. It's basically a one-stop shop for help getting into this whole D&D online thing. D&D online referring to tabletop, not D&D online the game. Also, Twitter, we now run 3 viewer games a week, which means we have up to 12 spaces for brand new players, returning players, new streamers. Some of them slots will likely be filled with recognized faces, so you get a chance to interact with some experienced role players and really get a chance to have a good go. So if you want to space in one of those, send me a DM and we will get you on the show. And my YouTube, I am catching up with. Keep you posted on that. All the time I'm moving. Sort of taken a back, but tomorrow is my last. Excuse me. Tomorrow is my last day of moving, so hopefully hopefully, after that, things will begin to settle back down into normality. Hopefully. I also have a Patreon because I am now a full-time streamer, and your support is really appreciated. Not only do I have a Patreon, I also have merchandise, which also supports me greatly, and I also have a competition running on my channel, which I think currently has less than 12 hours on the clock. So if you want to go and win some of these lovely rainbow dice, I suggest you go and look at the tweet, because holding them up to the camera doesn't do them justice. The light's all wrong. But Alice has taken some lovely pictures of them in the tweet. You should go and check them out.
They do look really nice.
Yeah.
They are beautiful. Beautiful dice.
They are. I entered that the second it went up.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's go.
So let's see. What else is there? I think that's everything. Now, we are going to be back in 1 hour with the Curse of Strahd. And one of the players that we will be joining us is Madame Gandalf. Another one will be O'Baby. O'Baby 190, who is Rachel. We're going to raid Madame Gandalf, who is currently live. She will be live, I think, right up until we go live. So that's good. That's shenanigans right there. I'm also going to go and, you know, gradually wake Alice up, bless her, and get her ready for streaming. Literally, the last few days, we've hardly slept at all between us. We've just been like driving, streaming, driving, streaming, driving, streaming. Tomorrow's the last day. It's the last day. So as that raid cools down, we are running Mondays to Thursdays, 1 PM, 6 PM, and 10 PM EST. Fridays, 1 PM EST every week. And thank you for that follow, Natalie. Like,
Apparently, I don't know.
what? And we're also streaming 8 PM every other Friday. Not this week, it's next week. But what you can do is head over to Off the Table, which I have just linked, where that Nightbot's talking about, where the other half of that same campaign works. Kiana's doing a big 20-person... Alex, what are you doing?
I've been sitting on that for days.
Well,
I just wanted to drop that bombshell just at the end.
Also,
right at
guys,
the end.
because it's September, you can
Love
renew
you.
that sub for £1, and Scrat still gets the full value of what the sub would be.
September, yeah.
So yeah, any gifted subs, literally £1 or $1. It might be
$1.
$1
extends it for another full month.
Yeah,
It's-
but Scrat still gets the full amount of money that he would for a full sub.
It's amazing. If you look at the stream and look back at us, Scrat's in the same position as he was. in the stream.
All over again.
Oh, I've only just noticed that for some reason the new follower thing isn't working. Get back up there. I want to see all my things dancing. Oh, we've raided. We've raided. You shocked me into a raid.
I'm sorry.
No! No, why are you sorry? That's amazing. You beautiful buggers. I've still got it dancing in my ears. Oh, you guys should definitely stick around for Alex's raid response as well, by the way. She's currently on a break, but when she gets back, it's a hell of a raid response. It's still dancing in my head. What? What? What?
It's gonna play it like 10 times.
Yeah, hey, buddy.
Hey, guys.
Alex, this is when you get to use the Scrat tee-hee.
TE? Is there a...
You could have gifted me a sub.
Well, yeah, I mean, they'd ban us for that, wouldn't they?
Oh, you did. No, you did.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, shit.
Ah, thanks.
It does it at random. I can't pick.
Yeah.
I could have picked individually. That would have taken ages. I couldn't be bothered to do that.
Yeah, no, that's the whole point of like a sub bomb, right? Like. Oh, thank
Yeah.
you guys.
You're welcome.
How are we all?
Alex, your PayPal is linked
Doing great.
to my Twitch, so I've just renewed Scrat's thing.
Oh, cool.
Now, so what do you guys think?
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm sorry, Derek.
No, I didn't realize I was using villain voice on you. Because like I'm just playing a character who's like really genuinely upset by this whole fucking thing. And he's like, well, the bullshit has to end. And so it's like as I'm carrying that mindset, we're like playing the rules because like I don't always like do the most graceful switching out. And like I'm just like, when you send me that whole, you're like, are you good? I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. No, like I'm fine. Like I'm absolutely fine.
I was gonna say, because I sent like sort of a tentative like basically right near the start. I was like, am I being too much of a dick?
Oh no, I didn't even see that.
And then like you didn't respond, and I was like, oh shit. So I was like, mission abort, mission abort. Like
No, because like the funny thing is, you're like, am I
Put
being
it down. Put it down.
like I didn't see that because I'm just like there. I'm just like, okay, because that's how I work as a DM. I'm not used to having all these like messages and things pop up in me yet, right? Like, so.
You mean what? You DM without 10 pop-up messages in your face?
Generally, yes. I'm still getting used to this whole thing, Mr. Master Streamer.
That's the raid response, by the way, over at Madame Gandalf's chat now.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
You've not seen this before? Like,
no.
get in there, follow her now. She's
Okay.
amazing. One of my favorite streamers to watch.
But yeah, no, like I'm doing fine. Like I will, cause like that's the thing. Like I also wanted to like. Sometimes my voice doesn't do well because I remember you asked me if I was okay last night during Squall's whole bit with Vesh last night, and you're like, "Are you annoyed?" I'm like, "No, I just have resting bitch face. That's my problem." It's like if I'm mid thought, like I just go into Sherlock mode, and I'm like,
the O card is strong.
yeah. I'm just like, I'm just gonna have to have one ready in the chamber at all times. Just to
That
be like,
sounds like one of Kel's lines.
Kel, yeah.
yeah. No, but like, I was totally okay with it. I'm just like, Scrat, I really don't want to kill your character when nothing has happened yet.
And I was like,
do
nothing will keep me from my extraness.
You're just like, kill me, damn it!
One of these days, you're gonna actually break a button on your shirt.
I love
It
that.
wouldn't be the first time.
I'm just waiting for that. That's all.
But yeah, so you guys are feeling good about this then?
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
awesome.
I can't wait to wake up in a dungeon and see what you do to me next.
I don't have the next thing.
I'll do process, I think.
Uh,
Maybe. I don't know. I'll have to. I'll have to think about that.
Also,
I
I live throughout this whole thing for everyone else's reactions. Like every innuendo that gets Natalie, every time I can make Alex screw up his face in disgust. Like, live for it. Live for it.
So, over the week, what I'm gonna do, because even though like I feel like it went really smoothly today, I'm gonna be polishing up my technique with this, because as you guys can tell, this is definitely not the usual. Excuse me. Sorry, I've been drinking way too much. So this is definitely not like the usual kind of like pacing the way that the kind of feedback between RPGs go, because normally we're so used to, I'm gonna do this, and then the DM's like, okay, roll for that. This is a little bit like more concatenated into bigger like pieces and chunks of time.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna figure out how I can better present these things, so that way I can better get responses from you guys as to exactly what you're doing. So that way we're having less of these, okay, Scrat, then what the fuck are you doing moments.
I'm sorry, I accidentally min-maxed.
No, it's
Don't be sorry.
okay, but it's like I have to read more of this damn thing, so I can be like, how to tell them tempt will not deflect bullets. Like, because like
Racist says it will.
right, like this episode's been pretty silly, and like there's gonna be a decent amount of comedy throughout. But when you officially meet the villain, he's not gonna be like, you're gonna be like, do you want to sleep with me? And he'll be like, maybe when we're both in hell, and then like stab you in the stomach. Like, I do gotta warn you.
I can't seduce the villain in this. I'm out.
Here we go. Myself and
There will be seducible villains, yes, but the main one, not so much.
I'm totally joking.
No, you are. But I'm just saying, I'm telling the irrational part of you, not so much. But yeah, so even though this went really well tonight, I'm going to continue to make this smoother. I'm going to research. I'm going to work it out. If you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. Do you guys have any comments, questions, any after feelings about how you feel now having played a session before the first time, like when we started talking about this?
Oh, one thing we can do if you guys are open to it is do the wishes and stars thing. If that's something you'd like to do, Derek.
Sure, yeah. If you don't hit the end meeting button early this time.
End
So-
meeting.
No.
So last night, Lauren from our Everon game was like, well, like, yeah, bye, and I'm just like, no, the whole thing, the whole call ended, and then immediately 2 seconds later, Alice posts in our Twitter chat. She's like, okay, thanks, bye, I guess.
Yeah, I cut her off mid-sentence. I cut Alice off mid-sentence. I was in the bad books.
Oh,
Well, it was pretty comically timed though. So like I was like, okay. I'm like, I guess we'll hear more about that later. But so jokes aside, I thought it was funny. Like I thought that like because I needed food too, so I was like, all right, well, I guess I don't have to come up with an excuse why I need to go eat now.
I mean, I do actually need to be reasonably quick with this because
Right.
I need to wake
You're on
Alice
pilot.
up. Yeah, I need to wake Alice up, and I've got another stream in an hour.
Right. Yeah, you do.
And I should also probably. I mean, should I prep for a stream? Is that things people do?
It's Strahd, you'll be fine.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
I didn't really
I'm
prep for that much. I've been through the whole damn thing.
I've got a book.
Yeah, I'm running through it now, and
How are you gonna
You
do
don't.
another stream, Scrap?
What do you mean?
Because it's 2 a.m.
And
I just assume he just lives through the night.
yeah, I
That's
go
what I've assumed.
3 to 6 a.m. and then at 6 a.m. I finish streaming, hop in the car, go and meet the cleaner in Suffolk at 9:30.
Okay, no, that part sounds awful. No.
Right.
Let the cleaner in at 9:30. Load the car with all the stuff that's left at my place. Probably sleep in the car while the cleaner's finishing up. Pay the cleaner, and then drive back, ready for 6 p.m. when I go live again.
So you're getting like 3 hours at best.
You know you're gonna start micro napping, right?
He's got to get into character for Strahd. He has to be this sleepless.
What's
You
a
know.
micro nap?
It's something your body's going to do whether you like it or not.
Basically, when you go so long without sleep, your body gets so tired that your brain starts sleeping
Napping.
while you're awake. But like your brain starts shutting down slightly, basically through sleep deprivation.
It's a torture
It is an
tactic.
actual thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Shouldn't I like feel tired or something first?
So can my star go to the way that Alex said it's going to happen?
You guys seem
So
cross.
what
Are you
is
okay?
wishes?
Okay. Stars and wishes. Stars. Basically, we sort of already did it. It's your favorite moment, so we've sort of already done the
Okay.
stars bit.
Mm.
The wishes bit is a scene you would like to see in the campaign. Maybe if there's an interaction, it's difficult to do on the first session, but maybe if there's an interaction or a character that you saw that you liked, we can tell Derek, hey, I liked this character, and then Derek can know that that's the sort of thing we like and bring more of it in. And
Okay.
Derek, obviously, if this sounds useful to you, you
Oh,
can use
absolutely,
it,
yeah.
but if not, you don't have to, you know? It's just feedback.
I do like what my players like.
Cool.
So no, please hit me out by all means.
Okay.
So now I'm quickly having a think. I really liked Josephine, and I think I should romance her more.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of had that hope too, even though I shouldn't.
And I think from a cell block, I can do this.
She's gonna have to break you out or something. Or
Oh,
get
I
you
want
out.
That scene.
It's gonna be
I'm
like a
looking
chisel
forward
in
to
a cake or something.
But doesn't she own the cells? I could just.
No, she's not. She doesn't. Oh,
She wouldn't walk in there.
so I'm gonna be real with you guys. The fact that when you said that, Scrat, I'm like, part of me is like, yeah, that sounds like a damn good time, and I can't fault that man at all. And then Rational DM's like, this is not a good idea. But like another part of me's like, but this sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. I like it.
No. I don't know.
I think Grigory's going to end up with a cat.
Yeah.
I think I've already got one. I don't want another one.
No, but all the cats in town can just start following you.
Oh no.
That
Please
actually
don't ever
happens
add
in
that
real
to
life
the
as
magic
well.
search table. You are just followed by 1d10 cats.
Well, we can add it. I mean, why the hell not? I don't know. Who wants to go next? Wishes.
I told you, see, I sit still and my hair gets knotty.
Mm.
I blame Scrap.
I'll take it.
I don't know.
I know.
Any sort of
I think-
interactions that you enjoyed?
I'd quite like the guard that apologised that Alex hit with a thing to come back at some point. 'Cause he was really nice last time. I was just like, oh, I'm really sorry, I don't want to do this. I don't think he's going to be that fucking nice.
Probably not.
He's now completely crippled.
If he remembers you.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The coach would be like, hello. Completely like lost all of his memory. Doesn't know who anyone is. Poor bloke.
I think what was it Pierre, the cabin boy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, something with him maybe. Maybe when he's not done as I suggested and got absolutely
Got the
clapped.
little heart.
I liked good old Crazy Eyes, the guy at the behind the bar at the end of the whole thing.
He told me he was a murderer.
No, that's you.
I mean,
I was like, I want to know more. I don't even know what he's gonna say.
He makes my skin crawl.
Good.
Yeah, I think that's kind of why I enjoyed
Yeah.
it. Though. I just whatever. Oh.
Good. You know, I kind of want to see a buddy cop thing between the Captain of the Musketeers and Kells.
A buddy what?
A buddy cop like film kind of thing.
yes.
Yes. Done.
Am I the only one that doesn't know what this is?
So like buddy cop movie is like usually like when a movie about like two cops that are like Starsky and Hutch is like a buddy cop movie.
Oh.
Like oh fuck, what's the one with Mel Gibson and
Lethal Weapon?
Yeah.
Yes, Lethal Weapon. Like that's kind of like a buddy cop movie. Kinda, not quite,
Mel
but like
Gibson,
kinda.
and you
Yeah,
got
so
it from
you're
that.
Mel Gibson in this movie.
I'll take that.
Tom Selleck.
Yeah, no,
Well,
I'll be
Um,
Mel
This is
Selleck.
the
That's fine.
movie version.
I'll sell it.
Um, But like
That kind of is your character, actually.
Isn't that just a match made in heaven right there?
I think it is.
Yeah.
But no, like I had a great time. So there's a lot of things that I hope to see happen. And yeah, thank you guys so much for having me as a GM. Scrat, thank you for having me on. This is
No.
going to be awesome.
Thank you. This
thank
this
you.
has been and shall continue to be awesome. Tee
If your character survives.
You can always make a new one.
Already.
I mean, I might roll a new one just in case, but you know, I can't.
Back up.
I don't think I can stop being extra. Call it an affliction.
Well,
I would get a backup character.
yes.
all we have to do is we just have to mention some other fucking actor, and here we go.
Yeah, and there we go.
No, it'll be
Mel
his
Gibson.
sister.
You've already
His sister. Hang a minute. Yeah, Kiera Selleck. Nailed it. Okay, guys. Well, thank you all. I had loads of fun. You guys are great. I can't wait to see you next week.
Likewise.
Derek, 5-person overlay. That'd be great.
She's already got it done, and they're transparent too.
Yay! Thank you.
Boom.
That'd make it much easier. Like the one of the things that took me a little while earlier was I was sitting there like trying to get like the windows the right size. No,
Yeah.
Still grey showing. It's fine.
Yep, those are transparent now, so that's good.
Thank you.
Thank Connor.
Yeah. Okay, guys. I'm gonna go and wake Alice up and get ready for my next stream.
All right, have a good night, dude.
See you next
Bye,
week.
everybody.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye!
right bite me? You really did. Here we go. So we had Kama first, not 47Y. Second. Here we go. I'll try and go through this a little slower. Sorry, guys. A little slower than that. Here we go. Here we go. See where you came. Came where you see. Only Daedra and Marshy. Only Daedra and Marshy not making it and getting themselves eliminated. Scraticus, we are playing marbles. We are playing marbles. Absolute marble madness. All you have to do to enter in the next round when we get to it is press enter to exclamation mark play. Type in exclamation mark play to enter. And it is a shit ton of fun. An absolute shit ton of fun. Yeah, there's no expectation. It really is exactly what is on the label. It is marbles. Do you know what username I already miss? No, there we go. There it is. I love the username Jorah Meowmont, and now I really wish that there was a version of Game of Thrones done with all cats. It's a fantastic username. It stands out to me every time. Alright, new map. Here we go. Here we go, everyone. Exclamation mark play. Get yourselves on in. I hope you guys are enjoying this and having a lot of fun. I am finding this ridiculously enjoyable. Cheddar biscuits! I have a bit of an obsession. My obsession is cranberry juice. My obsession is absolute cranberry juice. The cranberry juice light. It has to be the light edition. That's my favorite drink in the world. Yeah, you had to just become one with your ball. What's my coinage? Can I unlock anything yet? I do not know. I actually have no idea. Can you tell this is the first time I've played this today? Big Blue, I hope you're doing well, Big Blue. How are you doing today, Big Blue? And Snap the Modern Goldfish. Snap the Modern Goldfish, I hope you're doing well. Madame is going to absolutely die the day they stop making light. Yeah, if they stop making light cranberry juice, I'm fucked. I am fucked the day they decide to do that. Alright, here we are. Here we are. Scrat, did you get in? I really hope you're in here, Scrat. I want you to experience the addictive feels. I'm good, just playing marbles. I'm glad, I'm glad. Exclamation mark play, guys. You had 30 seconds left to join this swirling nightmare of a map. Oof. Yeah, alright. It is ridiculously addicting, isn't it, Snap? It is absolutely ridiculously addicting. It shouldn't be this addicting, but it is. Alright, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Here we go, guys. Here we go. We have myself in the lead with Smalls. As we all take off, Scrat is in there. Sidewind and Potato Hollow taking up the rear. We're taking up the rear. And here we go, Smalls and Dragoon. No, Gonzo. Gonzo has decided that they have got some fight in them. But wait, Mudwiser. Mudwiser is unwilling to be beaten. Unwilling to be beaten at all. But Kama is showing as a veteran that it is best not to mess with them, along with Mudwiser. But then we have, here we go, Matt and Potato, Mano, Spelly, Smalls, Jorah, Meowmon, Big Blue, Dragon, Scratch, Ravenkai, Daedra, with Kent bringing up the rear right there. Everybody else making it through. Everybody else making it through this with very few problems. Oh no, Dragon Swarm is eliminated. And as is Myhog. Everybody going through the ribcage, this ribcage of wonder, as they try to make their way through. Oh, Mudwiser! Tearing ahead. Absolutely tearing ahead. Kema with the local speed record here. Excuse me. Mudwiser taking a whole lead right there, going through all of the mountains with no issue at all. But wait. Kema is coming in second in this game as well, with Kent catching up from the back. Liana showing that she is not a force to be messed with. She is not a force to be messed with at all. With Mudwiser still clinging to their first place position. With Matt having caught up with Kema. Kent Weaves coming in from the back. Oh no, Mud has been sent back. Kema coming back in. Here we go. Matt and Kent, will they get the position that they are looking for in this world? Oh no. Kema has made it onto the main bit of the map, as is Mudwiser and Mano. Oh, here we go. Everybody else is catching up. Smalls. Oh no, Smalls has made it off the map. There was too much there. Tommy, it's lovely to see you in here as well. Snap the Modern Goldfish making their way in. Everybody just throwing their balls up in the air like they just do not care. Mudwiser and Mano coming in first and second. Dr. Marshy there. Kema, Ghost holding on there. Liana coming in fifth. Kent sixth. Kema seventh. Isbit eighth. Not 47 Wine ninth. And Meg 10th. Meg, you have finally made it into the top 10. I hope you're doing wonderfully. I hope you feel like you succeeded. Mad Rogan Drake coming in there. Is there anybody left? Sidewinder has been eliminated. Oh my goodness, I am stuck. On this giant pit here. Here we go. Big Blue and Derlani and myself still getting through. I have made it. Derlani and Big Blue with just a few seconds left to spare of the map as they try to make their way through. Big Blue making it. Geralani, you can do this. We believe in you, Geralani. We're waiting for you here, Geralani. You've got this, Geralani. You got this. 30 seconds, Geralani. 30 seconds. Will Geralani make it? Is Geralani going to make it into the hole in enough time? 25 seconds. Geralani is teasing that hole. They are really playing with this rim. They only have 15 seconds left to prove themselves. I think they may be having too much fun with this rimming right now. We all know how much fun rimming can be. Oh no, wait! Will they make it? Will they gonna make it with just 2, 1? They made it! Right with just 1 bit of a second to spare. Oh my gosh! Geralani made it with barely a moment's save! How perfect was the music for that moment? How perfect was the music for that moment as well, by the way? Woo! Rigged. It's so addicting, Dr. Marshy. So addicting. Mad Rogue, you can make the dirty joke. Because, you know, as you all know here, every now and then when it comes to this stream, things just get a little bit sexy. Exclamation mark play, everyone. Get yourselves in on this map. Get yourselves on in. That explosive entrance. I have suddenly started drinking a lot more cranberry juice in this last minute because I have been yelling so much. I'm going to leave this up while I quickly go to the bathroom. And I'm going to start... I'm going to start the 60-minute timer while I do so. I'll be right back, everyone. I'll be right back. Thank you so much for being here. I'm being the beautiful buggers that you are. Alright, here we go. You have 60 seconds left to enter, everyone. 60 seconds left to enter, or not even that, sorry. 10 seconds. 10 seconds left to enter.
What do you mind?
4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, here we go. We are in a plunging circle. Everybody, Marius Smalls, take me for dinner first. Here we go. Everybody is diving down into that rim. They are teasing that rim like nobody's business. Everybody just whirling and swirling around into the abyss. Into the abyss. Oh, it is being teased so hard. So hard. This is anybody's game. Anybody's game as they tease it like a... Insert blank. Alright, here we go though. Zuran, Gunzoop. No, wait. Potato Hollow. Potato Hollow has made it through. Along with Shoot Gunner, Mioke, and myself. Here we go. Mad Rogue, Geralani, Liana as well. Liana shooting forward a second, not letting any obstacles get in her way. Liana has proved to be a very determined player throughout all of our marble games. She wants to show that she might be little, but she is mighty. My hog, Zuran Zerain, Raven Kai, everybody catching up. Pent is in there, as is Cartoons and Drugs. What a fantastic username. Here we go. We're zooming forward as everybody gets through this. Spelly falling off the map to her doom. My hog taking the lead into a loop-the-loop. Small but swall indeed. Here we go. Let's not bring in the politics, please, of this game into this stream. I would greatly appreciate it, guys. We are here just to have fun. The fact that there's a bunch of you here, I really appreciate it, but yeah. Alright, my hog is taking the lead. Scrat, new, but showing that is no one to be messed with. Potato, showing that he may be hollow, but he is ready to be filled with marbles. Here we go. Nisbet coming in, and Green Goo also taking on up with a first place badge on their name right there. Here we go, guys. Here we go. People are teasing the hole again with my hog getting right through there. My hog showing that this is the way to do it. This is how you do it. Scrat, not willing to be told anything though. Scrat willing to show that new people also have a chance as he rushes forward. Will he make it? Scrat has taken the lead with the first place. My hog coming in second. Potato Hollow coming in third. Crimson fourth. Zuran coming in fifth. Pent goes running off the map. Misfit, 6th. Shoot Gunner, 7th. Mudweiser has gotten stuck. Oh no, but he makes it in for 7th before Kaiser with an 8th. And then Drake with a 9th, with a 10th even. Meg has also made it pretty fast this time, but holding up the rear, we have Gunzuka, Thrill Daedra, and Tequila Biscuits. Thrill Daedra still stuck. Can't seem to make their way through. Here we go. But will they manage to make their way through this part? Here we go. They've got it. Chitter Biscuits, not even phased by the bumpers there. But Daedra showing that they have to have a little bit of a tease. Woo! All right, so here we go, guys. First position. First position being Scrat. Congratulations, Scrat. Look at that. That was your second race. Scrat. Look at all these unfortunate eliminateds. Okay, so. Woo! Oh, Cartoons and Drugs. I do remember your username. Well, it's hard to forget something that memorable, right? Something that beautiful. Yes, exactly. And Scrat, are we good for me to do the thing tonight? Are you okay for me to do the things and the stuffs tonight where I just on in there? Alright, let's do another random map, guys. Yes? Cool. Cool. Cartoons and Drugs, I so appreciate that, though. I really appreciate you being here. Alright, here we go, guys. Do. Alright, exclamation mark play, guys. Also, thank you so much for that Twitter interactivity and that retweet a la carte. She's tiny and stuff. Oh, wow, Ryan. I see how it is. I remembered. Oh, well, Cartoons and Drugs, it's good to have you back. Thank you for lurking and thank you for saying hello during marbles. This is ridiculously addicting. This is ridiculously fun. And I keep rooting for my marble, which I have no control over. None at all. But here I am, going, wah! Come on, Madam Gandalf Marble. Alright, Alice, it's good to see you, Alice. You wanna fight? Well, you know what we could do after this? We could do a battle royale. There is a battle royale, Ryan. Oh, look at this map. Look at this map and all these beautiful people ready to go. Ready to go. Oh my gosh, Madam Flatnag. I forgot about you. Look at this. This is a nice long one with many beautiful obstacles. Many beautiful obstacles. You could just fall off there if you don't have the momentum. Oh, then the Dingle Dangle Dongles make a return. I love the Dingle Dangle Dongles. Alright, here we go, guys. Here we go. Alice, if you would like to join, press exclamation mark play. Alright, in before we all fall off. I am doing wonderfully. I am doing very, very well. Here we go, though. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Toefield illustration saying, I was addicted to Hokey Pokey, but with luck, I turned myself around. Did you do it by putting your left foot in, your left foot out, your left foot in, and then you shook it all about? I've heard that that is the way to do it. All right, Kent, tumbling straight away, but Gunzo the ferret, Gunzuka has got this in the bag at the moment. Mano choosing to take a different route with Madam Fladnag, Ravenkai also taking a different route, but it's slightly slower. Gunzuka is really making their way through this game before they get to the suck. Oh, here we go. It's back to the suck. Mano getting the suck first. Mano really tearing up with the suck and into the next round with no problem. Chainsnake having a fast suck there. Here we go. Everybody taking alternate routes as they make their way through either a fast spinner or a slow spinner. But Cartoons and Drugs is on their way with Gen Forever. Gen Forever plunging through. Absolutely plunging through. Sarazen Saber confused with the term of the suck and Toefield. I just know these. No, Mr. Pip! Mr. Pip plummeting to his doom with Maestro getting to the Dingle Dangle Dongles. Maestro getting to the Dingle Dangle Dongles. Meg falling off that map. Matt is sticking in with this. Matt with Gen Forever, the Maestro guy, and Drake really just holding on for dear life. Dear life, Gen Forever. Oh no, oh, it's going everywhere. Matt is getting stuck on these, but will he make it? Matt in first place with not 47Y, Jura Murmont. Oh, I have lost control of the camera. Chainsnake, Cheddar Biscuits, Cartoons and Drugs, Psychotic Monk, Shoot Gunner. No, it is Celtic Woman Ryan with 10th place. Oh, people getting shot off at the last minute. Summoner Preston playing with the Dingle Dangle Dongles right there. Gen Forever doing slow and steady with Liana, hoping that a steady pace will get her through this. As she safely makes it into the bucket. As she safely makes it. No! Gen Forever! And Summoner Preston eliminated the last minute. Wait a minute, though. We have Smalls and Nisbet still making their way through. Nisbet and Smalls both getting stuck. Yes, we can, Ken. Yes, we can. We can probably do one or two more. And Nisbet has made it. All right. Woo! Nightshade, welcome back. Matt Frostballs coming in with a first place there with 47Y. Second, Jordan Mountain on third, Mudweiser fourth. Take a look and see where you made it, guys. Take a look and see where you came. Nisbet bringing up the rear. So many eliminations.
Oi, What's-His-Face is trying to book a room for What's-His-Face.
Hint! Thank you so much for booking a room for Cartoons and Drugs here at the Green Dragon. Cartoons and Drugs, here is your key. Please make yourself comfortable. If I can get you anything, I'll be playing with marbles today. I'll be playing with marbles. All right, here we go. A new random map. I'm going to join the race. I think so. Mad Rogue. I think it is in your destiny now. It's just part of who you are. You are destined to be third of those three positions. All right, 60-second timer is starting. Timer. This is a beautiful tumble right here. A beautiful tumble. Here we go. Thirty seconds left to get on into the game. It's by Pixel Studios. It is totally free as well, Serathin. If you just search on Google for Marbles on Stream. It is totally free and totally too much fun. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do this! Alright, we have Bite Me, Sayax coming in, Dragoon Swarm taking it in first. Oh goodness me. Here we go though, but Sayax is determined this time. Sayax will not be beaten. Sayax will not let the Dingle Dangle Dongles, but he has let the Dingle Dangle Dongles get in the way. Drake rushing on forward, hitting the second set of Dingle Dangle Dongles, but it's slowed down as Chitter Biscuits seems to be... No, Chitter Biscuits has also... Oh, but Sayax has gone falling off the map. Chitter Biscuits, here we go, has hit the next set of the Dingle Dangle Dongles, with Denjem Forever bringing up with Ben not too far behind. Oh, wait, that is a local Ghost Ball. That is a local Ghost Ball. Jen has fallen. Lazuline bringing up the Dongle Glory. As they get stuck there, they have slowed right down. That means that, here we go, Zuranazir, myself, Scrat, Gunzuka. No, that they are eliminated. Astro swarming forward. Here we go, Jorah Meowmont, Knob 47Y. Liana doing a nice low instead. She keeps hitting them. Cartoons and Drugs making their way. Matt Crossball. Alice is zooming forward there as Furman just starts to hit the Dingle Dangle Dongles. I don't think anybody is left in the rear there. So let's see how Lazuline is doing. Lazuline is looking like they have got no other competitor as they cross the finish line and get first. Bite Me Hard coming up with a close second there. Drake looking like they're gonna come in third if they can just hold on to their chances right here. Yes, here we go. Oh, Drake, no! Drake goes flying. Liana's gone flying, but Liana lands safely. As we get to Potato Hollow is making their way. Myself as well, slow and steady. But wait, Ravenkai has made it. Liana getting caught in the Dingle Dangle Dongles with Knot 47. Seraphim zooming through the Dingle Dangle Dongles like it's no tomorrow. Liana bringing it up with Knot 47. Oh, Liana crosses Knot 47Y. Ravenkai coming in to show their glory in here. Naiko taking in a surprising 5th, with Liana taking in a 7th and Ravenkai a 6th. Cartoons and Drugs taking in that 8th as Seraphim takes in 9th. Matt taking up that 10th. Mad Rogue coming in, and then Furman in the last position. That survived. Only 12 marbles survived that round. Only 12 marbles survived out of the how many that did we have there? Quite a few. Only 12 survived. A majority of people are getting absolutely eliminate. Yeah, that last bit totally did the, like, worst thing. Alright, here we go. Cyrene, it's lovely to see you. We're gonna do one more race. Ladies and gentlemen. Alright, here we go. 60 seconds. This is a quick join, guys. This is a quick join.
Can you see the Curse of Strahd, darling?
Is this the same map? No. It is not the same map. Exclamation mark play, guys. Exclamation mark play. Get yourselves on in. This one's for all the marbles. This is our last marble round of the day. You do not want to miss this out. The winner of this one gets a grand prize. Of something I'll have to think up. Here we go. 10 seconds to join. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Everybody, let's go! Off to Neverland. Mr. Pibb rushing for Chain Snake, making this look easy, but Maestro Guy making it look even easier. Making it look even easier, but Chain Snake and Maestro are neck and neck in different routes. Here we go. Everybody is through the falling tower and into the intestines of the round. Mudweiser is showing what it means to be a veteran of this game and a first place leader. But will they make it fast enough to this section here and into the suck? Who will make it into the suck first? Mudweiser gets the suck first, along with Raven Kai and myself. Here we go. Gunzuka flattery will get you everywhere. Everybody is getting the suck as they make it through to the next part here of these whirling, swirling, glorious loop-the-loops that look like, well, they look like Teeth Thing's horns. Everybody is swirling around. Oh my goodness, Mudweiser is not going to be beaten today. Mudweiser is sick and tired. But hey, Shiboto is also determined to show that they've got what it takes. Mr. Pibb unfortunately falls to their doom as we enter this wheel of nightmare. Absolute wheel of nightmare. Oh my goodness, it is now anybody's game. But no, Shoot Gunner is showing how fast they can shoot. It's high noon for Shoot Gunner as they go first. But Mudweiser is close on their tail. Mudweiser is determined as they even skip that section completely. Lazaline also just skipping it completely. Maestro Guy skipping it. Oh goodness, here we go. Daedra, Alice, Matt, Madro, Kent, Kira, Jorah, Chain, my hog, everybody is catching on up. Myself, Liana, Sayek, Drugs, Bite Me, Astro, all getting caught up in this whirling, swirling ball of doom. But wait, Mudweiser is so close to the finish line. They're getting closer every minute as they tumble down that ramp. They are willing to prove that they have what it takes to be a champion as they zoom ahead. Mano close on their tails. Lazaline and Shoot Gunner. Shoot Gunner is determined to make their name known for themselves this season. Hang on, Kaiser and Alice are coming on in, along with Mad Rogue. Oh, everybody, Kent is not out of this. Kent is not out of this, but here we go. Mano and Mudweiser getting neck to neck. Mudweiser.
Same, totally. I was spent absolutely ages looking for the Twitter group chat so I could post the Zoom link, and then remembered that Discord was a...
That is so much better.
What's that?
My lighting situation.
Oh, actually, that's a good point. I wonder if Alice needs lights.
$4.
That's what I mean. You can set up streaming so cheap. Like when she comes in.
Terrible shadow, but whatever. $4 to buy a desk lamp with an LED light.
Did I tweet the wrong time? Did I do that?
Yes.
Oh, that's weird. I can hear you twice.
When did I do that?
God, it's dark in here. How are you feeling, Kelly? Since last time? How are you feeling?
I'm definitely significantly improved.
Good.
That
It's the nagging cough at the end.
that fucking tickle in the back of my throat that just won't go away. Otherwise, I feel fine.
Sorry?
But otherwise, I feel fine.
Oh, good, good. As I say, because last week you just
I mean this in the nicest way. You looked like you were suffering.
Yeah, well, the Saturday before I had my game that I zoom in to hang out with my friends, my
Yeah.
D&D game, and we played for like 6 or 7 straight hours, and I played in bed. Like I brought like my PHB to use to roll dice on, and I played from my bed.
Nice. Oh, excuse me. Get off.
How are we all? Are we all very good? I hope so. Is that a description of your feelings right now?
Yes.
Well, you were kind of sick, weren't you, Rachel? You're feeling bad?
Oh, it is visible as hell on camera. Oh no. Sort of, kind of. It's just been a real life day today. It's just been a real life day today. That's all. Including smacking myself with an industrial-sized plug-in. So that was fun. I should put more makeup on that. I bet I could cover it. Definitely. Worth a shot. Otherwise, I just look like I have ink on my chin. Huh.
Yeah.
I need a second one.
I have a feeling that they're raiding in, and I'm not even live yet, so I should go and get live. We all ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Start soon.
Yeah, they're about to start raiding.
Whoops.
This isn't helping. Oh well.
I wouldn't have noticed if you hadn't pointed it out.
If I keep my head this way, you can't see it all. I'll just go on this angle.
Snaps. Okay, start stream.
Are those? Is